Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session of Candela Obscura, presented by Adventures on Tap. Now, if this is your first time joining us and you weren't here for session 0, Adventures on Tap is a Central Florida gaming community built to uplift local businesses, local charities, and local tabletop gamers. Now, normally we play Dungeons and Dragons, but tonight we're going to do something a little more spooky. We're going to dive into the world of Candela Obscura. Now, we usually play in some of the best local Florida breweries to raise money for local charities, but here on Twitch, we are raising money for Child's Play. Child's Play charity is rooted in the healing power of play. Endowed by the gaming community, Child's Play is devoted to improving the lives of children and teens in children's hospitals. So if you're feeling generous and you're able, press the donate button and we'll cheers you. Now, we're going to go around the room and we're going to introduce ourselves. We've already have one ghost, but we'll catch Pat when he comes back. I'll start with myself, I guess. I'm KP. I'm going to be your game master for tonight. I have been a dungeon master with Adventures on Tap for a year, I think. I really lost track of time, but that's all right. And tonight I will be drinking mostly water so I can keep talking, but I do have a gin on the side, just in case. We'll move on to Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick. I am a DM and founder of Adventures on Tap. Tonight I am playing Dick Jones, a detective at large who is a sailing captain by day. Today I didn't have any local beer, but I do have a sailor in my house, Sailor Jerry. So here's to you. Yeah, that's it. Next.
Jackson.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jackson. I am one of the speakers with Adventures on Tap. You can catch my cohort Joe on Wednesdays on the normal D&D stream. But tonight, I'm also one of the DMs for Adventures on Tap. But tonight, I'm playing the role of Phineas Twig, fashion journalist and kind of a gossip rumor monger, but most importantly, ghost hunter. So catch me on the streets.
Thank you. We have Kat.
Hey y'all, I am the charity coordinator and vendor coordinator for Adventures on Tap. I've been here for some time. I don't actively DM at events anymore because I am in Pennsylvania. So my local brewery down the street is Victory Brewing. And I stopped in to get the Juicy Monkey IPA today. That is what I will be drinking and whatever else was in the You Pick 6-pack. I am playing Aoife Ketterling today, and I see dead people. Or do I?
We're going to find out for sure. Next, we have Josh.
I'm Josh. I'm one of the DMs for Adventures on Tap. Tonight, I will be playing Professor Elias Quill. Trust the math, not the answers. I'll be drinking the Juicy Jorts from Boagens, as well as the Avalon Park Amber, which I might open up at some point as well. So, that's how it's going tonight. We'll see what kind of math comes out of the evening.
And last but not least, with an impromptu sound check, Pat.
Are we good?
We're good.
Whoa!
My name really riding on that, been working.
Yeah, right. My name is Patrick. I've been playing in Adventures on Tap and DM'd as well. And I will be playing Vidian Maris, who does restoration of historical naval treasures found in the Great War. And I forgot to say what I was drinking previously. It is Pigeon Show IPA.
Nice.
It was at the gas station.
It's a good one. Is that Crooked Can or is that Central 28?
Central 28.
Nailed it. All right.
Nice.
Now, as a tradition for our live play events and in-person events, we were going to raise our glasses and toast. But there's a special group that we also want to celebrate in this moment. They are our Brusaders. Brusaders is our Patreon that helps support Adventures on Tap directly. So then we can continue to support local charities, local breweries, and local vendors. So if you are feeling like you want even more adventure, head on to patreon.com and to the Brusaders Guild through Adventures on Tap. Now, we do have 10 Grand Brusaders. Those are our highest tier members. So we're going to raise our glass, and they at home should also be doing the same thing. And on 3, we're going to say to adventure. 1, 2, 3. To adventure.
Good adventure.
And one last thing before we start, all of our streams are dedicated to charity, much like our live events. There is a button down in the doobly-doo underneath that will help you donate to Child's Play directly. Child's Play is a local organization that also has national roots that puts games and rehab devices and things like that into hospitals for children to entertain them and help them recover during long stays or traumatic visits to the hospital. My daughter went and played on a tablet on a wall at the children's hospital just recently. It's a very, very good group, and we love them dearly. So please, if you have an extra dollar, go ahead and send it to Child's Play. It goes directly to them, and we'd be very grateful. And we also have a local one-shot happening at Eden Abbey, which is an awesome little spot in Mount Dora, Florida. So if you're local, come check us out. You can find tickets for that on aotorlando.com. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. The year is 1907. The lights of New Fair shimmer behind you like 1,000 gaslit promises. Tonight, they do not reach the water. The Iron Bell, a proud steamer ferry with black and brass trimmings and a name etched in gold, waits at Harbor 9. Her smokestack sighs in the darkening sky as guests in formal wear ascend her gangway, clutching invitations and clinking glasses. Laughter spills from the upper deck. Tonight is meant to be a celebration. After 50 years of service, Captain Frederick Bell, a local legend, a man of routine, steam, and sea fog, is making his final voyage. The primacy has spared no expense. Politicians, journalists, dignitaries, everyone who matters is aboard. But you are not here to toast and dance. Earlier this week, a sealed envelope was slipped through the door of your chapter house, the Circle of the Sleeping Shore. No return mark, no emblem on the seal, just a short letter asking for help. Warning of sabotage. You are to board the Iron Bell as guests. Observe, investigate, blend in. Do not reveal yourself as members of the Candela Obscura. And above all, do not let the primacy tarnish the captain's final sailing in any way. What starts as a retirement party on open waters may become something far stranger by the time this vessel returns to shore. As the fog rolls in and the whistle blows, the Iron Bell will cast off on her final journey with Captain Frederick Bell. Welcome to Candela Obscura.
Ooh.
The red carpet lays across a slick wooden pier. It's absurd. The crimson felt laid like a tongue leading into a throat, a garnished contrast to the storm-darkened water beneath you, black and endless. Above the gangplank, a banner ripples in the breeze. Bon voyage, Captain Bell, 50 years of service. A brass band plays a lively tune to a crowd that clinks champagne flutes and shares hollow laughter with each other. You all stand on the edge of the celebration with your invitations in hand, dressed in whatever you could find as your finest. The Circle of the Sleeping Shore, stepping into a lion's mouth, not with weapons, but with words, wit, and watchfulness. The steward at the top of the gangplank eyes you all curiously. You can see his name badge from afar, Dale McGovern. He's pale, gaunt, and dressed in a borrowed formality. He greets you all with a smile, with a small, practiced bow, and he holds out his hand for your papers. Who hands over their invitation first?
I think Phineas Twig goes first.
Phineas.
He rushes forward to the front. He's just like, "How are you doing, Dale? Phineas, lovely to see you." And he hands out the invitation lazily.
Will you describe what you look like for everyone else?
Right. So Phineas Twig is tall, kind of very skinny, A man who loves to wear fashion. He's all about fashion, loves to wear the latest trends, even though he absolutely cannot afford it. No, no, sir. He is deeply in debt. So much so, he has fallen in line with Candela Obscura because they rather pay well for his rumors, his gossip, and any sort of dirt he could dig up on the upper class because they are always getting into supernatural shenanigans. And, well, it pays better than his op eds. So he will try to find, perhaps make his own clothes. He is a pretty well-to-do seamster. Grew up making fine dresses for the dancers in the Red Lamp, kind of the red light district of New Fair. So he knows the way around sewing needle, felt, fabric, everything. So he's probably wearing a little bit of clothes he's made himself, a nice coat, a couple little costume jewelry he's picked up around here and there, and a rather nice shirt that's designer that he probably rented.
Yes. He grabs your invitation, looks at it. Fresh ink. These look like they were printed today. Please come aboard. Who arrives next?
I'll say Dick Jones and Olga Ivanov arrive next. The complete juxtaposition to Phineas, where Dick Jones is well off. He's a sailor by trade, a ship's captain to the elite, while he himself is not elite. He is kept in good company. If it's okay with the Lightkeeper, his ticket was not printed today. He had already been invited, and found a date as well, and will approach the gangplank wearing modestly nice clothing. So, a nicely tailored suit that's clearly been worn a few times, but is still in fashion. And he's tall with blonde hair and is broad-shouldered, clearly someone that works for a living. And on his arm is a slender woman, very beautiful, that is just walking along with him, and they don't seem to know each other very well. It looks like this may be the first event they're attending together, and he will walk up the gangplank and approach Dale, and say, "Oh, yes, Olga, would you please pass the good man our invitations?"
She reaches out and he grabs it and looks at it and doesn't spend much time focused on it. Looks at the two of you. Very well. Welcome aboard, and to his greatness, to his retirement. Champagne will be on your right as you get to the top.
And also with you. And I move past him, and I'll tuck a fantasy dollar, whatever the equivalent is, in his vest pocket.
A few coins. As you do that, you realize that the pocket is still sewn shut, as it kind of like stiffs at the top there. And we'll go ahead and have you make the first action roll.
Okay.
You can either do a read or you can do a survey.
Definitely a read. Oh, I'm actually good at both. What kind of information would I get for either?
The clothing that he is wearing and what he is doing there.
Okay.
You could discern that as you've got up close and personal.
I'll do a read. I want to know most if he is truly used to this position or if he's like a thug put in a monkey suit.
Great.
All right. So I'm going to roll 2d6 because I have 2 action points.
And this is a very low stake roll.
And I got a 6 and a 5.
6 and a 5. You succeed. As you try to tuck the coins in a paper bill into the front pocket, you notice that it's sealed up. You see there is another name inside the vest. It does not read Dale McGovern. In fact, it doesn't have a name at all. As you, with a full success, you see that it is on loan from the primacy.
Okay.
It looks like he has been hired to do this, but does not own these clothes.
In this action, is there something that I could roll, or I'm not sure how it would work in this, where I would just like to pat him with the back of my hand as I go away to see if he's got a gun or something under his vest.
Okay. I would say that would be a hide, a sleight of hand move.
Okay. I only have one in that, but screw it. I'm gonna put a drive for
Okay.
it to get 2d6, right?
Can I, before you roll, because I have the ability to, when I use speech to assist an ally, can I come up as if I'm trying to introduce and give my invitation as well, and distract him while he's trying to do the sleight of hand?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm here to the event. I made it. I made it. Right? This is the ship, right?
Yes. Now, before you get to your roll, he looks at your invitation. Oh, Professor Quill, I believe there's a parcel for you at the coat check. And as he points to where the coat check is, that is your opportunity there to feel the back more naturally with the extra drive provided by Professor Elias Quill.
Okay, so I've used the drive. He's used the drive. I'm rolling 3d6 because I have one action point.
And mine is gilded for you.
Yours is gilded. Okay, so I'm going to use a special die for that, and can choose to use that die to regain drive for me or for
you.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Hey, I rolled 3 6s, including the gilded die.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah.
We're starting off great.
Thundercats dice, so it got a little like
Thundercats.
Ahoy.
So when you roll more than 1 6, that is a critical success.
Oh, hell yeah.
So as you brush the back, your hand slips a little bit more than you expected, and between your fingers, you grab a journal that has the full guest list on it.
Oh,
nice.
Good.
All right. Yeah, I'll swipe that and just tuck it under my vest coat.
Okay. With it, you also notice that many invitations have been tucked in there, providing other aliases should you need them.
Oh, neat. Okay. Sweet.
So
Thanks,
Professor Quill and Dick Jones move on past. Olga's standing there the whole time, eyeing the champagne as quickly as she can.
We make our way. Yeah, I'm at her service right now.
Is Olga part of the circle or no?
Nope.
She doesn't know anything about this. Okay.
She's a patsy.
Got it.
I mean, an honored guest.
That's her middle name, Patsy.
Yeah, Patsy is her middle name.
The last two of you start to arrive as the queue is starting to form behind you of the last members, showing up timely, but perhaps just a little later than most people expected.
I can be next.
Okay.
Aoife kind of hands over the invitation. Now, I know I was invited as a guest, but hear me out. I could also be tonight's entertainment. I do have a message for His Excellency, all the retirement rage. It's actually from his second cousin, deceased quite a bit ago, but a really important message, might I add. Could be a spectacle.
He stares at you blankly, just like waiting for you to hand the invitation over.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I grab it right from my tits and hand it over.
There is a potential for success here, so if you would like to make a sway action.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sway them hips.
No. The tits, not the hips.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I only have 1 in sway, so I only roll the 1, right?
Correct.
Unless you want to drive it.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Too soon. A 4.
4. That is a mixed success. I'm not really in charge of hiring the entertainment, but I will pass your name along. Aoife?
Aoife, darling.
Aoife. Totally will remember that. And he goes to put your invitation and realizes that he's missing a journal. Oh, excuse me for a moment. I seem to have misplaced something. And he leaves his post.
I will turn around and just start taking invitations from everyone else. I'm not looking at them. I'm letting anyone on that wants to participate.
The queue line never moved so fast.
Right.
This is And soon everyone is boarded, and you don't see anyone else waiting on the dock. If you wish to rejoin your circle members, you are all close enough to hear that Professor Quill is heading to the coat check.
While everybody's storming in, I kind of want to look at what people are wearing and see if anybody is like completely unfamiliar with their dress. Like someone who is just like putting on fancy clothes for the first time.
Okay. There are not many. The ones you notice are all employees.
Got it.
But the individuals you see around are famous. You know and recognize most of them. And those that you don't are standing next to someone that you do recognize, either arm in arm or forcing their way into a conversation.
Got it. Okay. Do I see the based on the people that like look like their employment? Do I see any sort of identify of like an agency that they work for, or like some sort of company?
The primacy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they all have the same primacy badge or emblem in some shape or fashion. Some of it's sewn on for more regulars. At first glance around as you walk around the main deck, maybe 6, 7 total employees that look like they're here for the primacy. You also notice there are ship's crew that are a separate entity, servers, waiters, the like, that are offering and passing out drinks.
Okay.
Did I take Vidian's invitation when he came on, or have I not seen him yet?
Vidian did arrive, yes, and you easily, there's the one person you definitely recognized and knew their invitation. And as you kind of check it, you notice there are some wet ink still in your hand, as the print on these invitations did not settle all the way in this foggy, damp air. So you successfully everyone made it onto the ship without revealing these invitations were recently printed.
What's Vidian look like?
Vidian, blue is definitely your color.
Yes, thank you. You found your way into working the event, I see.
Always.
Oh, just like you always do. And as he's speaking, he's still eyeing kind of off into the direction of the water, and kind of just freezes for a second as he's speaking to Aoife.
Hello.
Right.
Just
walking.
walking
Takes
away.
out a handkerchief and he's dabbing at himself, but he's completely dry, but just dabbing away and at his neck and all, and it sticks it back in. And he's in a full 3-piece blue suit, all various shades of blue, as you can see. A very loosely tied tie, and everyone in the circle hasn't seen him wear anything else other than this. It's kind of a full-on uniform, and might just be because of his trade or just because it's comfortable. But and he has a giant blue, very large brimmed hat, gold spectacles, and a large, long trench coat, as if he's always prepared for the rain. Though it might just be dry in the middle of summer, which might be for the damping. Who knows?
Never trust anyone wearing a trench coat in summer.
Yeah.
Maybe this one.
I have a question. Go ahead.
Aoife, I'll join you inside. I'd really like to see the ship at this point.
Well, of course. I do believe there's some other of your acquaintances here. The coat room something. I don't know.
Coat room. Great.
Aoife, as you turn to leave, you hear a whistle. Simple ship's bosun whistle, as you're the last one off the gangway. 4 crew members come from inside the ship and begin to untie the gangway and take it down.
No. Party's on the dock. Dock party? What are you doing?
They pay you no attention. The
No.
intensity that they move and the speed, before you have a chance to say your 6th no, the gangway is removed and the 4 employees stand down on the dock as you are now separated but still tied off.
Okay. What? No. Okay. So, dock party's fine, but we don't need to go anywhere.
They pay you no heed. They look at you about as you're used to people looking at you, with true care and admiration, or at least that's what you might feel they are looking at you.
I'm gonna just slowly back up to the wall. All right. Well, that's cool. You've been on a boat. That's fine. It's the same as being right on the shore. Yep. It's good. Inside.
Yeah. I think Phineas is gonna walk up, seeing Aoife in trouble, and be like, "Miss Kiddling, darling, come on, get yourself champagne. You must learn to go with the flow. Come on, let's mingle. Let's mingle among the guests. It's not often we get to be invited to such events. It's exciting. I mean, look over there. That's so and so, and that's them over there. You know, important people."
Finn, I haven't seen you in forever. Kiss. Do you like the hem? I put it an inch higher.
It's flattering. Yes, I would say that is flattering. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Listen,
Yes.
we
Now,
don't have to
did
lie
you
to
dig
each
that
other.
up from someone's relative, or was that a?
Listen, grave robbing is not a crime unless you get caught.
Of course.
Thank you. I mean, just to
Same as
bury an
shoplifting.
outfit of
I
such
understand.
high cost. Champagne, you said?
Champagne, of course. Let's go. So we're gonna make our way over to the champagne table.
Okay.
I have 2 questions for context. When we say someone works for the primacy, is that like saying that they're a cop or like an FBI agent or some sort of just underling?
They work for the government, and whatever their role may be, it could be muscle, so it could be an enforcement team. It could be
They could work for
personal
the DMV.
assistance for the supreme leaders. It could be the first time being hired and making sure that everyone comes on that has an invitation. And if they don't have a real invitation, keeping them from coming on.
Okay. And then the second question is the captain that we're celebrating, is this his boat that he was captaining?
Yes.
Why is it important?
He has sailed on this for 50 years.
Okay,
This is
so this is like
one
a
of the
gold watch thing. It's
Oh.
not that he's high in the government or anything.
Correct. In fact, he is outspoken against many of the government officials.
Right. And so it's weird then that this level of captain, right, even though he's doing this big ferry ship, whatever it is getting this level of celebration.
The government is celebrating a local hero.
I see. Okay.
So they are throwing the retirement party for them. Normally, you wouldn't think twice about that, but you did receive a note warning that there may be a secondary motive here, and this is what you are here to discover.
I see. Okay.
One thing I wanted to do before we ever got to the party is the invitations. Me being in journalism and kind of have an understanding of like printing and inks, would I be able to tell what kind of ink this was pinned in?
This is from the printing press of the newspaper. The Candela Obscura does have contacts inside, and they were able to rush print these for you.
Oh, so these are like forged?
These are with
Okay, all right,
Dick
gotcha.
Jones's authentic copy, giving a great batch, made it a lot easier to pass off. The only thing you worried about was the ink bleeding.
Okay, and it was the invitation we got that was weird, right? Or no, sorry, the letter we got.
The letter.
Could I tell with the letter based on its ink if it was kind of where it came from, if it was manufactured or handwritten?
It was handwritten, and
Okay.
we'll say that you have the letter on you, should you need to reference it again.
Sure, yeah, I'll take a look at it and just kind of maybe perhaps before we were like walking up to the party, looking over it and see if I could tell, was this like a fine ink or more on the cheaper side?
I would say, do you have an action you'd like to take for this? I think that would be
boy.
focus, maybe, and inspect.
Survey, maybe? Search?
Tracks?
Or
Yeah.
maybe analyze. I think this would be analyze for focus.
Yeah, let's do an analyze. then.
Okay, I have a die for that. So I roll 2, right?
I will say, since you said you were going to do this before, with the help of your lightkeeper, you can add a drive to this.
Okay. So I will spend a drive. Is this a free drive or I got to fill
So
out a
drive from me, from your
Oh,
lightkeeper.
This one's a freebie. Okay, so I'm rolling 2.
Correct.
Okay. Here we go. I got a 7.
What's the highest dice number?
Oh, the highest dice.
Yeah.
I'm bad at this game, guys. A 4.
A 4. My brain just broke. I was like, wait.
Me
what's
too.
a 7?
I thought I was doing it wrong.
A 4 is a mixed success. So you were able to determine that it was written hastily, and it's hard to tell with the ink if it's a higher quality, if that actually tracks back to the individual. You fear this pen could have been stolen, but you can tell that it was written fast, and it was written on a rough surface, so it wasn't penned in a nice table.
Okay. So yeah, some of the characters are smudged here and there.
Yes, and the way it's kind of folded, and the seal is put on it, it looks sort of like dabbed on there. There's no emblem. It's very messy. Like whoever wanted to deliver this didn't have a lot of time, and definitely didn't want it being tracked. Otherwise, they would have wrote their name on it.
True. Got it. Okay, I will tuck it away.
All right, Professor Quill.
Yes.
Heading down to the coat check.
Yes, I'm going to head down to the coat check.
Who's going with you?
I think I'm going by myself. I know everyone else went into the party. I'm heading off. I'm singing along as I'm walking down the street. I'm on a boat. Take a look at me, straight floating on the deep blue sea.
You descend a narrow staircase that's lit by more gaslit sconces. The air is thick with perfume, pipe smoke, and a hint of machine oil. The sounds of music and laughter dim as you round a corner and arrive at a small lacquered service window labeled Coats and Parcels. The wood here is dark, warped slightly from salt air and time. A lady in her mid-60s looks up from her ledger, squints over her half-moon spectacles. Ah, you're the special guest, I take it. Parcel came aboard earlier this afternoon, left no name, just a whiff of something expensive. And she holds up the parcel and sets it down in front of you.
You sniffing my package there, lady. That's
Don't
interesting.
mind me. Lack of eyesight helps a lot with the other senses.
I understand. Any name, card, anything with this?
No, just this. And she slides, or she places this box wrapped in burlap onto your hands. It's about the size of a shoebox, tied with very thick twine. And you notice that it's damp in one corner, as if it had been resting in a condensation or dew.
I pick it up and I sniff the damp side of the package myself.
There is a scent to it that is not water, but you cannot discern what this is at this point. Perhaps this didn't come from the outside. Maybe this came from the inside.
Is it just a tie knot on it, or is it?
It's just simple, thick twine tied into a bow.
All right. Do you know who was it that dropped? Did you see who dropped it off, or was it just left here?
She points to her bad eyesight.
Gotcha. But someone did drop it off.
Yes, it was with the instructions to give it to someone that matched your description by the name of Professor Elias Quill.
That is me. Was it a male or female?
Truthfully, I was just delivering the package. I don't know if I want to share all that information. I feel like they didn't leave their name on it for you, so perhaps they didn't want to be known.
Just a little information about what you happen to decide. Male, female, young, old. I'd like to try to sway her.
Okay. Please make a sway action.
Okay. I have 2, including 1 as my gilded, so. My gilded is a 4, and my other one is a 5. I'm going to take my gilded on that one.
That makes sense. 4 and 5 have the same results, so that is a mixed success, and you earn back one of your drives.
Well,
okay. I'll give you one piece of information if you promise not to keep pushing.
I swear.
Very well. He refused to speak when he dropped it off. He left the parcel and walked off towards the boiler deck. He moved like he knew the ship, not like he was a guest. He did have a pattern sewn onto his jacket. When I handed it, I felt there was a sort of like a raised or ruffled, not fluffy, but sewn-in pattern on his sleeves.
Understood. I have a friend of mine who might understand clothing a little better than I, so I'll talk to him, see if he might know something about that. But I very appreciate. What was your name, ma'am?
Oh, my name is Miss Agatha Thatch.
Very nice to meet you. I will put in a good word that you are a very, very adept coat check, and have a good evening.
Thank you
I
very
turn and walk
much. You're not going to open it here?
Well,
Just deeply curious.
you want to see what's inside?
If that's not too much to ask, I would.
Sure, why not?
Wonderful. Then I will waive the fee if you want to check any of your coats tonight.
Yes, it is quite humid out here. I think I will check my coat. Actually, both of them, because it's quite cold over on the docks. Sure, I'd take my coats off and hand them over to her. Big trench coat and my blazer, and then I put the package down and untie it.
Okay. Opens very easily, not a tight knot. Inside you see numerous items. You have a yellow tinted glass bottle that has a silver spray nozzle. The label reads in delicate handwritten lettering, Noctum Wolf, cologne for the discerning evening. Inside the box, there's a soft lining of moss. It's odd to have a package preserved or held by this damp moss. And you do see a handwritten note settled on the bottom.
I take the note out and I kind of turn my back a little to Miss Thatch and pull the note out and read it.
Okay, as you do that, she goes, "Oh, cologne, that's what the smell was. Oh, I was curious. I hope it didn't leak. I noticed that the box was wet."
Did you enjoy the scent of it?
I do. It's weird, but somewhat comforting. Like it brings back a memory of mine.
Well, if you would like, I can give you a little spritz here to keep your coat check area smelling nice, if you would like.
Professor Elias Quill, what is your background in studies?
Physics and mathematics.
Okay. When you make an analyze, a focus action, please.
Okay.
That
That is
1,000% haunted.
also a gilded for me, with 2 in it. That is a 6 on the gilded and a 1 on the non, so I'll take the gilded.
As you get ready to offer that, the smell hits you and a rush of memory comes back to you. One of your studies in analytic, through your analytics, you remember learning about different colognes and scents and the power they have over your senses and emotions. And smell is one of those scents that can trigger memories stronger than anything else. This doesn't just smell pleasant to you. You realize it's a masking agent, something that can cover the smell of even the strongest scent. You used it long ago to cover the smell of death.
Yes, that's what happened to that raccoon.
You read the note. It says, "Smell your best. They notice the unfamiliar." And it's signed with a single flourish, the letter E.
What was it again that it says?
Smell your best. They notice the unfamiliar.
Got it. All right. I will. I'd like to take the moss out of the box.
Yeah.
and kind of just look it over, see if it looks like anything like overly out of the ordinary. Is this native to the area? Is it something that I would notice from this region? I know I'm not expert in that field, but I'm sure I've taken some classes here and there.
You have you've worked with your circle before. Is anyone else in the group more adept to discovering where plant life would be from? Not so much in this group? Okay, you can take it upon yourself then if you would like to analyze it.
Okay.
No.
Would that be focus again on analyze?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I say that? So I have a I don't know what these are called. Feature that is called Saw This Coming, and I can add a dice to a circle member's roll without spending drive by saying how I prepared for this kind of situation together.
Yes, absolutely. So you arrive at the coat rack, realizing that you eventually need to take off your outer coat for this party, and you see that he is holding a glass vial and a bunch of moss.
Okay, yeah, and I will hand over mine and Olga's coats to Agatha, and I'll say, what a curious what a curious thing do you have there? Hello,
yes,
Captain Jones of the Golden Dagger.
Yes, Jones.
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
Professor Quill. I think we've met once or twice before, but I can't remember. I don't even remember what I had.
I come to many of these things. What is it you have there? And with my feature, I will say that we've gone over something like this in the past, of trying to do exactly this, of mask sense to smuggle something in somewhere or something like that, and that's how he may have some information on this.
I love that. And you may be more well-suited to this than you realize, but we'll let the action tell you.
So who's rolling then? Am I rolling still?
Professor Quill is rolling, yes.
Yes, and you get a drive from me.
Got a drive. Gotcha. I got a 4 and a 3 on those, and I got a 4 as well on my gilded, so I'll take the gilded. So
Okay.
It doesn't give me any extra drive because I'm still at max, but I'll take that.
Okay. As you're discovering this, you realize this isn't moss at all. This is ghost root lichen. It's a plant that only grows on gravestones and shipwrecks submerged in salt water. Professor, I need you to take a mark on body as you realize it is starting to dissolve on your hand, leaving a tattooed mark as it is soaking into your skin.
I drop it immediately.
Okay. Sinks to the ground and
I'll say
splatters
as
out.
soon as I realize what it is, like you maybe say, "Oh, this looks like," and I will slap it out of your hand.
Awesome.
We don't go near that stuff, son. It follows the dead for a reason.
It is what it is. Looks a little odd now, but no different than any other burns I've gotten in the chemistry labs and stuff. That's why I didn't do chemistry. Yes.
I understand that. Do I have any background on what this ghost root does, or is that what it was called? Sorry.
Normally, it is just a native plant, but this one reacted poorly.
Oh, okay. I will try and scoop it up with the box that's still on the counter and say, maybe leave that here.
I think so. Miss Thatch, would you mind taking this box and putting it with my coat, please?
Oh,
I keep the bottle though.
Okay. She grabs it as carefully as she can and slides it under and kicks it, and it goes about 3 feet and then just stops suddenly underneath it. And she just looks over and it's like, am I going to be in? Is this going to hurt if I keep this? Oh.
Just don't touch it.
Okay, I won't.
I think
touch
you'll be
it.
okay.
And she just eyes it. The coat room is immaculately clean, except for this one box sitting out of place and out of
Gross looking
order.
box full of moss.
I think you'll be okay. You either be okay or you're gonna die. One of the two. I'm not sure, but 96.2% chance you're gonna survive the evening. You can trust my math on that one.
Decimals. That's my cue. I put the coins on the table for like the exact change of what the fee is because I've done this before, and I say I'm worried my date may find the bottom of her glass without me. I'll see you upstairs. It was an honor meeting you.
Yes, I will see you up there as well.
About this time, everyone feels a gentle vibration rolling through the soles of your shoes as the iron bell hums to life. Deep within her belly, gears grind and pistons hiss. From above, 3 proud steam stacks whistle in succession, a low, melodic, and oddly mournful sound. The deck rumbles, and then the ferry begins to glide away from New Fair docks. Lanterns reflecting across the water like tiny golden ghosts.
Is the
Laughter.
captain we're here to celebrate? I'm sorry, I didn't realize you weren't done.
Go ahead.
Is the captain we're here to celebrate piloting the ship, or is he down in the party and
You
someone
have
else?
not
is
seen
piloting?
him yet.
Okay, thank you.
Laughter swells around the grand salon where champagne flows like rain. Your date definitely has finished 1 glass and making her way on to the second, or at least that's as many as you can count so far. The jazz quartet, the brass band has switched into a jazz quartet for the evening and is playing a rising tune. The chandeliers flicker once as if they're nervous, and then they steady themselves. The celebration has begun.
Excellent.
As I go back up to where the party is, I would like to kind of go near where Olga is, but put my back to a wall, and I would like to I would like to say I went briefly over the journal of who was expected at the party, and then looking out over the party goers, see if I can identify anyone that sticks out or that I don't recognize as normal party goers as part of this kind of like level of society.
Okay, no roll needed as you have all the answers in front of you.
Nice.
While you don't recognize some individuals, as you haven't met everyone, you do recognize the major who's of the party. I could give you a massive list of names right now, but what we will do is as you need to approach them, you will recognize them immediately and know that they were invited.
I'm looking for any that stick out that are not in that group of people that I already know or that I would expect to be here. And I would probably rule out any dates or anyone hanging on someone I know's arm. But if there's anyone like that would be the equivalent of our circle that are not usually at this party.
Okay. Why don't you hold on to that for a little bit?
Okay.
Once you've had a chance to like meet everyone, you'll get a better start to listen
Understood.
to names. We'll do that roll, but hold on to that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So as the laughter swells across the grand salon, the jazz quartet plays, and you hear, as the song ends, a steward strikes a triangle, and the guests hush. Captain Frederick Bell, broad-shouldered, white beard, in a deep navy uniform adorned with brass and metals, steps into the central dais of the salon. His voice carries with natural authority, but tonight everyone can sense there's a tremble behind his words. Whether it's from emotion or something else, it's hard to tell, but he does not sound exactly like himself. My friends, fellow Nefarians, honored guests, tonight I take this final journey not as a captain of transport, but as a man who's ferried laughter, sorrow, secrets, and sometimes hope across this ferry passage for 50 long years. I've seen the city change. I've seen its lights grow brighter and its shadows grow longer. But through it all, the bell has sailed. And I've stood on this deck, come sun or storm, with the knowledge that the river remembers every name whispered upon it. He pauses for a long time. Some in the crowd chuckle in the awkwardness, others shift uncertain.
Does he look like he's unwell, like sick?
Go ahead and make a read.
I'm getting out a book. Here we go. Okay, so I have 1 point in that, so I roll 1 dice.
1d6, correct.
Okay. I got a 6.
Hell yeah.
Got a 6. You notice the mannerisms. This is a local legend. Everyone has come across him at some point if you've ever taken a ferry down the river to get from place to place. He's usually cheerful and welcoming, but in this pause, in this moment, it's like he's remembering something that he doesn't want to remember. He does not seem unwell for a man of his age. He's strong, but he seems emotionally unprepared for what this night means.
I have a question because I was with Phineas getting champagne. I have a specialty called cold read. And on a sense roll, I can know what ailment, stress, or loss a person has in their life, even if they're hiding it. I specifically want to see if there is some loss that I can use to kind of get a moment with him or anything like that in the future.
That's dope.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say to truly get a close enough sense,
Do it at another time or
you're going to need to get a little closer and ask him some
Okay.
prying questions or
Okay.
trigger what this could be. Or perhaps another opportunity will present itself.
Then I'll wait until after his speech and try to
Okay.
steal a moment.
That works. He refocuses. So let us celebrate not just me, but the journey and the vessel that carried so many of us, sometimes to better places, and sometimes just away. Oh, he reaches over and grabs a glass of champagne from one of the servers. To the Iron Bell, to the night ahead, may it be memorable. He raises his glass high. To the last journey. To the last journey, echoes.
Clap, 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 clap.
Band picks up again, glasses clink, but somewhere outside the hull, I'm going to say Vidian, you hear a single low splash. Like something has just slipped beneath the surface.
Starts to fiddle with his handkerchief again. We'll kind of try to look over the edge.
You're drawn by the sound. It's subtle, but it's too distinct for you to ignore. You step away from the warmth of that grand salon. The deck is slick with the river mist already, fog surrounding you, so you're lit only by a dim brass lantern swinging gently overhead, your shadow dancing back and forth. The wind begins to pick up a little bit, carrying the scent of smoke, salt, and something else, something old. You reach the port side railing. Below, the dark water churns softly in the ferry's wake. Reflections twist and shiver, impossible to hold focus, like the surface is deliberately keeping secrets from you. For a moment, it's quiet. Then, there, just below the waterline, a pale shape, maybe the size of a man's head, drifting, hovering. It turns, too slowly and too fluidity. And for a heartbeat, it almost resembles a face, mouth agape, eyes open, hair swirling like seaweed. But then the waves rise from the ferry's motion and it swallows it again, gone from your view.
Guess I didn't
Is
get an
it-
invite.
Is it something that I recognize, or
At this point, I would like you to make. This would probably be holding yourself strong. So let's go with. Let's do a sense roll here.
ooh? All right, I got 2 of those bad boys. I really want to know what this is, so I'm going to burn a drum.
Yep. You lost your audio.
Rip.
But
All good. I hit
There
it.
we go.
We only do one drive at a time.
Correct.
That's going to be a 6 and 2 5s.
Great. You recognize the face of someone from your past. An individual of great importance to you, someone that put you on the path that you're on today. Tell me who that would be.
Possibly be the band that we're here to celebrate.
A much younger face, but definitely Captain Frederick Bell's face staring back up at you for just a moment.
And takes his glasses off, and he's trying to clean them. They hardly even got musty or dirty or anything, but I don't know how this night is going to go. And he tries to make his way back into the center of the ship, away from the water.
You stumble back in, and you see the rest of your friends. Now, Captain Frederick Bell is approaching and shaking hands and greeting everyone. Aoife, you find your opportunity here, as well as Dick, if you want to get close and have a better look around as people are being introduced. You start to hear names as they introduce each other. So we will have both of your action rolls at this time. I believe, Aoife, you wanted to do a sense.
Yes.
And Dick, you were making this would be a read, as you're trying to spot lies, see who is not supposed to be here.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I got a 6 on a regular die and
Great.
a 4 for gilded. I think. Well, no, I'm full, so I'll take the 6.
Awesome. So full success. And Aoife, what'd you get?
I got a 6 and a 1, so I would like the 6, please.
Great. The only name that doesn't match the journal you've gone through, besides, of course, your own, or not your own, but some of your circle members, because you actually were invited to this, is Dr. Elias Thorne.
Okay.
Different Elias.
Mm-hmm. So there's Professor Elias Quill and there's Dr. Elias Thorne, two different individuals, same first name.
And that is a invitation that I have in my hand that doesn't match the journal?
Correct. His name is not in the journal.
Okay. And do I see someone that would stand out as this person?
He introduced himself, so you see him directly.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you're using the names as they've introduced themselves to the captain.
I see.
To figure this out.
Could you describe this person?
Absolutely. Early 50s, wearing a medical badge from the primacy. It has an even cross, 4 sides, with a red ribbon draped through the center. He is slightly overweight, very well kept facial hair. Hair is slicked back as if recently wet, and stands out because he's still carrying a medical kit with him.
Okay. Can we say that I'm in conversation with him now?
If you'd like to go up to him, yes. Let me get Aoife's action results as well. You rolled 6 as well. So you're looking for a loss. Help me with the special ability. Remind me once what it does.
So it's a cold read, and on the successful roll, I know what ailment, stress, or loss a person has in their life, even when they're hiding it. I'm just trying to see any sort of age, loss, anything that I could use as a tactic to
Mhm.
be entertaining.
You sense there was something long ago that happened that drove this man to continue to work on this ferry for such a long time and to do such an exceptional job. There's an early trauma. Does it give you does it explain the exact specifics, or do you just sense that there's an early?
No, it just says that I know what the loss is. So
He feels the loss that he had was a failure in his duty early on.
okay. While he's shaking hands, then I just want to clasp his hand as he's coming to shake by, and then kind of take his hand and turn it over and look at the lines in his hand and go, "Oh, they know you tried your hardest. Would you like to speak with them?"
He stands up to full height, holds his own nerve. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've met before.
We haven't, darling, but I've heard so much about you. Aoife Ketterling, lovely to meet you. I'm a clairvoyant. I speak with the other side, and I was asked to come here to deliver a message for you.
He leans down into your ear, trying to be quiet. I don't recognize your names on the invitations.
And I whisper back, "That's because it wasn't on there."
He stands
God?
up. I think I'm doing quite well. In fact, I should probably make sure that I keep this vessel headed in the correct direction after all this. I wouldn't want to be derelict on my duty on my last night. And
While he leaves, I grab his wrist a little bit and be like, "It's very rude to turn down free entertainment."
this is already a high risk action I'm
Mhm.
going to need you to take.
Mhm.
I need you to sway.
Girl, you're going overboard.
I am going to use my drive for this.
Okay. As getting caught is something that you are trying not to do.
And there is a 1 and a 6. Thank you, 6.
As a rolling
So
great.
I take the drive away, correct?
Yes, you expend the drive,
Okay.
and that wasn't a gilded roll?
No, it was not.
Okay,
Absolutely
so yeah. The moment in hesitation, as in front of all these people, you hold onto the captain's arms just a little tight as he pulls him back. He focuses on you. I owe a debt to you all. Consider this courtesy cashed in. And walks away.
I just curtsy. And immediately whoever is there also in the revelry. A sister, was it? You had a sister?
I'm literally like right next to her, just going like.
Dr. Elias Thorne is busy. A waitress walks up and he goes, "No, I can't have any of that. Thank you very much. On duty, after all." Hello, as you are approaching him.
Yeah, I'll walk in up and with Olga on my arm, I'll say, "Oh, just one to steady the hands. That's a known cure, is it not?"
Well, maybe others practice in the arts of the beverages, but as he holds his hands up and you see that they are perfectly still, a moving ship already adds enough difficulty. Dr. Elias Thorne, how may I be of assistance? You are...
Oh, yes. Captain Dick Jones of the Golden Dagger. I've not
Captain.
seen you at these parties before. Is this your first on a boat like this? You don't seem to have your sea legs.
I was invited to come here and serve my purpose on behalf of the primacy.
Oh, well, I know everyone at this party except you. You say the primacy invited you?
Yes, and he like reaches for an invitation. He's like, "Oh, I handed that over." Yes, they told me that they needed someone on board in case anyone fell ill. As a lot of the most important citizens, the Nefarians, were here tonight. So, as I'm here under coin and duty, not under invitation of pleasure.
I would like to read this person.
Okay.
Read him to filth. No, I just want to basically an insight check.
So there is nothing to fail here. He is being very open with you.
Okay.
And you do see the emblem on his badge. Everything lines up that this would be why he wouldn't be on a guest list. As you go through your journal, you now realize none of the employees are on that journal.
Okay. And does he, I guess, just in the immediate conversation, does he seem like a doctor, right? Or
Absolutely.
Does he seem like he's playing a role?
No, he has the medical badge. He has the gear. And I am not a doctor, but he is using terminology that would back that up.
Gotcha. He's got the jargon down. Is there any reason to believe that these fine folk would take ill? It's not a measure usually taken by the primacy for these events.
You look over into the corner.
I'm curious.
You look over to the corner and you notice this one individual is sitting down, their hand on their heads. Seasickness, my friend. I'm basically here for seasickness.
I always forget what the land can do to folks.
Captain of the Golden Dagger, you say?
Indeed.
Are you hiring?
I am hired, if that is what you're... or are you asking if I need a doctor on my ship?
Yes.
As wonderful as having a doctor would be, it is only an 8-person vessel. It is the quickest on the ocean to chart, from place to place. It is more of a sporting vessel, a day vessel. But I would always appreciate taking someone that does a job as important as yours out for a spin.
I would appreciate that. Around this moment, you see Vidian looking like one of those seasick passengers bust into the grand room.
Yeah, I'll turn him bodily towards Vidian, and I say, I won't take up any more of your time. It look like that lad needs your fine assistance.
He quickly runs up to you, Vidian. I'm sorry.
As I do that, can I feel his jacket?
Dick Jones, jacket feeler.
Jacket feeler.
Yeah, we'll say this is a standard risk. This would be a sleight of hand.
What is a sleight of hand?
Hide.
Not
I apologize. Cunning hide.
Distract this time.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. I have 1 for that. I got a 4.
4. You successfully feel that he has some equipment and some medical notes in his pocket, but he turns and he says, "Please keep your hands off, Captain. This isn't."
I was just feeling the outside. I wasn't trying to take. I was turning him and just patting his back. But
in the catching of it, the mixed success. So you feel right. And he just eyes you up a little bit. The warm welcomed hellos have faded a little bit from his persona. But then he's distracted.
I give him a wink and I say, "Okay."
He hustles up to Vidian.
He's got equipment in his pocket, eh?
Excuse me,
and
sir.
I'll put my hand up for more champagne to break away.
Yeah, awesome. Olga's just pointing at the tray, like she has a whole tray at a table for you.
Over here.
I join.
They're just giving this away.
She already left the conversation and just went to a table full of champagne.
So bored.
I like
Yeah.
this woman.
Excuse me, sir. I'm so sorry to say this, but it looks like you've just seen a ghost.
Maybe I have. I don't know. Are you a doctor of some kind? I've seen you.
Yes, please sit down. And he like forcibly puts you onto a chair, and you're at a table like other people just watching this happen. He opens up his kit and he just brings out different vials, and then he brings out this lavender stick and like holds it right beneath your nose.
This seems highly evasive, sir.
It's to calm the nerves. Now, have you seen? Describe to me what you've seen. What symptoms you're feeling? Is this seasickness? Are you having an allergic reaction? And he is like insistent on helping you immediately.
Son, how old is he?
Early 50s.
Oh, okay. Sir, I don't need any of this. I need to regroup with my friends. It got rough waters on the outside, and I shouldn't have been out there.
Oh. All right. He looks deep into your eyes just for a second, like checking both sides, and then pauses for a long time, and then like shakes out of it. Oh. Very well. If you need anything, though, I'm here. Come find me.
Thank you. Very appreciated. You seem to be doing good work.
He smiles and moves on to the next passing encounter.
I'd like to regroup with everyone
Okay.
else. Looking for the professor, who I think I'd probably know the most out of the group.
I'm sitting over in the corner, just going through a journal, just looking over notes.
I'll go from this seated table to his seated table.
Okay.
Scooching the
scooching your
chair the
chair.
entire way.
Oh, Professor, it's good that you made it aboard.
Yes, Vidian, how are you this evening? How are you this evening? You look a little pale.
Do I? That seems to be the normal and kind of dampens the skin.
They have a cure for that these days. If you go out and lay in the sun, it will make you less pale. Yes.
Yes, but I worry what it'll do in the long term.
We don't worry about the long term in these days. No, don't worry about that. No. We only got a few weeks left. This planet only has a few weeks left anyway. So.
Did we say this table is the same one that Olga and I are at?
Or at least next to it, so if you wish to combine them together, you can.
Yes. I'll lean over hearing this, and I'll say, my good man, I have two solutions for you. And I set a champagne flute and a rag soaked in the ether-like malaise drug in front of him after I take a quick
Hell yeah.
hit.
I look over at that. Vidian, yes, this is definitely the solution. I grab the champagne flute and I down it in one go. Yes, I do believe that we might have another week just earned in this earth. I'm not sure my calculations. I gotta figure this out. But how can I help you this evening?
I believe that you said that about a month ago, but never mind that.
Neither here nor there. I was off by a couple of numbers. The exponents were wrong.
Did I miss the speech?
The speech.
You
one
did,
that I
lad.
gave?
It was quite good.
I gave a speech.
No, not
No
your speech.
speech,
Your speeches
you
are
oaf.
always entertaining.
Oh, yes. I think you might have missed it. I don't know. It was it was okay. Aoife, I think well, she had some fun in talking to the captain there, but yes, sit down. Feel better.
This might be my seasickness, but what is that smell?
It's either the ether or the very strong fox piss that is called cologne in Quill's pocket.
Would you like to try some? It is quite delightful.
I don't know. Is it delightful?
I pull the bottle out, just spritz a little right into the air.
As you do that, could you please make a
Ooh.
focus check for me?
Absolutely.
You've done it now. I'm gonna look to the ether-soaked rag and say, "Well, if you're not gonna use it," and take it and then put it back in my pocket.
4 on my gilded and 2 on the normal, so I'll take the 4.
Take the 4. You see in the reflection of the glass some lady standing directly behind you, and as you get ready to spray it, that reflection catches you off guard that your hand turns just enough, and you spray Vidian directly in the eyes with this cologne.
Screaming.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
I tried to wipe his eyes down.
The boat rocked a little bit, and I missed. I apologize. Here, take this. I grab the ether rag and I hand it to him to wipe his face.
As you do that,
It's
all
like
of the
at
champagne,
my face, and you tear it away from me. Hey.
as you do
Wipe-
that, all of the
wipe yourself
champagne
down.
glasses at your table shatter. And champagne just spills everywhere. Like you dropped a whole tray, but everyone on the table just shatters at the same time.
Does this turn heads? Does like people around
Yes,
notice this?
absolutely.
I'm like,
So wow,
Well,
that,
Vidian's
that-
just trying
that
to
is
wipe
strong
it into
stuff.
his cup.
Well, that is something. That is something. Can I use based on my studies in occult and mathematics and science and stuff, I have a cult researcher,
Okay.
which I can take 1 brain mark to ask the GM for an important occult detail you would recognize, but has not yet been revealed in the scene. Based on what just happened, would I recognize something as?
Absolutely.
And I can take a brain to recognize what just happened.
So as you push through and that harm of remembering, you see now
Flipping
just
through my
through-
notes.
just through the mist of the spray that is still yet to settle and the liquid from the champagne, you see that something has run away from you at speed, so much speed that it was able to crash through the champagne glasses. There are occasions in your studies with this ability where things can break into this plane when there's danger to them and cause harm to whatever's in its path. This happened to be champagne glasses. But something has moved away from here at a rapid pace.
Understood.
I would like to kind of make my way over to the table where everybody else is with the glasses that just broke, and not necessarily look at them, but stand my back to them. And if the lightkeeper will allow it, kind of do. Can I do sense to see if I can figure out what it is beyond anything just fast?
Yeah, you can. This would be a channel.
As
channel,
Aoife
okay.
as Aoife walks over here, I want to, using the best of my knowledge, just Aoife, I don't know
Yes.
if you're aware of these things, things that move through the plains, running and stuff. And I explain to the best of my ability from my knowledge what it is to help her understand what she's trying to look through and see.
Okay. And I kind of tell them, I was like, I get it. You know that it's a shtick, and that's how I make my money, but there's something more here. Something is strange.
There's a difference between making money and actually seeing things.
5?
5, mixed success. As you channel into this, you need to make contact with the area. So you press down into the broken champagne glass. And as the blood starts to pool underneath your palm, you feel a secondary heartbeat to your own. Something that has a pulse was just here.
Oh, wonderful. It's alive. Just what I wanted to hear today.
As you pull back up, the glass shards stay in your hand. You can take one body.
Okay.
And your hand is covered in glass.
I don't think obviously I take the body, but I look at it and I can kind of like feel my own pulse and then see the blood and be like, oh, I don't love that whatever this is has a heartbeat.
A lot of the party is watching this, right?
100% of the group. The band is playing because they have to, but everyone is focused now in this moment.
I think at this point all of a sudden I'd kind of snap out of it and be like, oh, my hand! Someone! Is there a doctor? Oh my
You said a doctor?
He's a doctor.
I believe there is a doctor. Video, where did he go? Do you know? I saw you talking to him.
Arrives right there. He was not more than 10 feet away from you.
I can't see you, fool. You sprayed me in the eyes.
I'll say as soon as the glass shattered and people started looking this way, I will have moved away with Olga, wiping her up, like cleaning champagne off of her nice dress, and like getting away from this situation because I'm trying to feign distance from this group.
Sounds good. The doctor comes and starts to like tend, and as he tries to pull the glass out, it's fused a little bit.
I was like, oh my goodness, I've heard about this. A glass shatters and it just spikes inside. It's always been my biggest fear.
I'm terribly sorry. I feel like this is gonna, and he gives you some bandages to at least like cover it and try to protect it. And then he pulls out one piece, and like puts it into a vial, and you're going to be fine, and walks away.
Ooh.
I don't love that.
The rest of the crowd kind of like comes up. Are you okay? What happened? Did the glass break on you? Where are the servers? They need to clean up.
I am just so clumsy sometimes. Did you believe it? I actually had a flash from the other side. There were just so many messages at once. I went back to steady myself and I broke the glass. Can you believe it?
It's okay. We'll get this cleaned up.
They're such darling boys. The best people are on this boat. And I kind of scurry away with a few others to kind of drag attention away from the table.
Yeah. Vidian, as your eyes clear up, you look outside through one of the portholes and you see the fog is picked up intensely around the ship. And you have a hard time stabilizing yourself in this moment, as if you're walking in and out of time. Your steps are staggered, but you are walking towards the edge of the ship.
Am I actually? Or
You are, yes. You step outside in the colder air in the summer's evening. It takes you off guard. It's wet because of the fog. The sun has completely disappeared. No glow on the horizons, and you can't see through the fog anyways. You are alone on this deck right now. Your friend's following behind, but you moved staggered ahead of them.
what do I see out in the fog?
Go and take a look, and they don't see anything, just a thick soup of moisture in the air. The smell lingers, but it's covered up by this powerful cologne clogging your nose.
The air tonight is very moist.
Do I hear the professor behind me?
You do.
There's something just is bringing me out to the water. I don't understand. I don't understand what just happened here.
I don't understand much about this type of thing either. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's just that this is the last voyage of this ship, and something is attached to it that's kind of sad that it is going away. Maybe we should look into that. I'm not sure, but
Hello? Hello there. You turn from the railing as a nasal and overeager voice cuts through the air like a letter opener through wax. A man waddles towards you with champagne in one hand and a folded program in the other. His cheeks are already pink with drink, and his mustache bristles with the confidence of a man who's never been asked to be quiet. Awfully drafty out here, don't you think? You'll catch a death of chill. And I mean that in the most celebratory way, of course. Quite the night, huh? What were you looking at? Fish? Don't tell me. You're journalists, aren't you? Hunting for scandal amongst the sturgeon?
No, not at all. I'm just here for a drink and to enjoy the moist air.
He squints down at your shoes. You're not from the lower deck club, are you? I heard they had a performance troupe.
I did put my coat down there, but no, I'm not from there.
I say, who are you with anyway? And he leans in with a dramatic blink.
I was invited here. I'm a renowned professor with the university.
I know everyone on this guest list, and I don't remember any of you being in the Chronicle.
Are you sure you remember everyone on that list?
Oh,
maybe some
people here.
There are many people here. Maybe you forgot one or two of them. My friend here and myself, you might not have remembered the entire list. I want to try to sway him.
Okay. Standard risk.
Can I, in a quiet moment, have written our names in the journal?
Sure. I will say that if you plan on using that to help here, this will help his sway.
Not to help with this individually, but just in the future, I'm going to try and plant it on one of the workers.
Understood.
I'm going to spend one drive for this one as well.
Okay.
If I spend this and it is gilded and I take the gilded as a result, do I get that drive back and then
you do?
As well? I don't know if you get it back after if it's already spent or if you can get it back on the same ones. I'm not going to take my gilded because that's a 1, but I did get a 6 and a 4.
Okay. Nice. So with the success, he looks at you.
I will burn that drive.
Well, there's a chance that I've just. What did you say your name was again?
Professor Quill and my friend Vidian here.
Professor Quill. What does that name sound familiar?
Of the university, I do lectures on.
Right. Oh, I do apologize for my forthcoming. I caught word or a rumor that there are members on board that shouldn't be, and if you know anything about the privacy, if you are able to turn in someone that's not supposed to be here, it can be quite the reward, and it's never bad to have a reward or a favor with primacy. Well, if you see anyone, please pass them my way so I can collect the reward.
Just
slaps on the shoulder.
I am Professor Elias. I do know that there is a Dr. Elias as well. Perhaps you got me confused with him, and you might want to look into him as potentially being one of the ones that is not correctly here.
Oh, Professor Thorne? No, he is the medic on board for this evening.
Okay.
He's gesturing a program.
Just wasn't sure if you got me and him confused, since you didn't remember our names. But just keep an eye out. I do know I did see some people down below, near the coat check area earlier. They did not look like they fit in.
Yes, I think that's what started it all. Didn't you hear? There was a stowaway in the coat room.
Yes, that definitely could have been it. The one that I saw had a leather coat on. Didn't fit in with all the fancy clothes. Leather coats, they're not that fancy. So, perhaps that was the one that was a stowaway.
Oh, I highly doubt that. To be able to fit and hide in the coat room, you have to be awfully small. Well, keep an eager eye out and enjoy looking at the fish. And he like waddles off.
Ooh.
I kind of want to go. The doctor that collected the what is that?
That is a $15
$15 donation.
donation to Child's Play.
Whoa.
Thank you, Kaiju.
Cheers.
Thank you. I wanted to see the doctor that took the little vial of glass. Did he try to like slink away from the party?
He is in the middle of the room, so he did not slink away, but he definitely got distracted. There's not really a chance of anything bad happening, but go ahead and make a survey action to follow his whereabouts and where he goes.
All right, that is gilded for me with 2, so I roll 3d6, right?
You roll 2, but one of them is gilded.
One of
One
them
of them
is
is
gilded. I
different.
understand. And I shall make this one the gilded one. All right. Okay, I got a 5 on the gilded, so I'll take that one.
Okay.
Nice.
You're able to follow his path, and you see that he does talk to a number of individuals that are wearing the same primacy badges, and hands the vial off. But in your tracking, when they split up, you lost which one had it. There's a 50% chance of following which one of the two has it.
Handed off.
I would like to talk to Olga, and are any of the... Is there like a maitre d' or one of the primacy stooges that looks particularly important?
You do see Dale is still on board.
Okay. Is he wearing a hat or a scarf or an accessory of some kind?
He is wearing the full uniform, which is just the vest over top of a tight shirt.
Okay.
If you're looking for... What is your intention? How can I help you here?
I'm trying to convince Olga that we're going to play a party game where you try and lift something off of a staff member.
Okay.
And while she distracts that person, I will give him back the journal.
He is carrying around a tray of drinks.
Ah, okay. So I will turn to Olga and I will say, would you like to play a game? Spice up the evening. When I come to these things, they can grow so stale. I like to play harmless games.
I love games. I'm... and she like stands up and sways opposite of the ship. She's actually the only one standing still as everyone else sways.
Right, the classic cruise ship drunk identifier. I'll say, that man right there looks like a perfect Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Indeed. If you could, I'll challenge you to a bet that I can lift more glasses off of his tray than you can in one go.
One go.
Now you only have 2 hands.
She steadies herself. Are you going to go first or me?
We go at the same time. That's the fun of it.
Okay. I will have you make a sleight of hand.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be a cunning hide action here.
Okay.
And depending on your success or failure is how the other one goes.
I'm going to put a drive into this.
Okay. It's important.
And I got a 6 and a 5.
Wonderful. Are you attempting to win or to plant the journal?
I do not care about winning.
Okay.
I will, with one hand, try to grab like 1 and to like feign even trying. But my primary goal is to plant this journal back where I found it. With our names in it.
As you walk over with confidence in a plan, she stumbles over with optimism and intoxication.
Yeah.
As you grab one glass just to try to make a competition, she grabs the entire tray from this van.
Perfect.
Spins it around, dropping glasses all across the ground, splatters the second large tray of champagne that has fallen this evening. And with this massive cataclysm of a noise and everyone's focus drawn yet again to a crashing plate, you are able to slip the journal right into his back pocket where he once had it. And
I will turn to Dale and say, I'm so sorry for your trouble. You might need this. And I hand him back the single champagne flute. and I quickly whisk her away.
Okay.
Like,
She is
oh, you win,
drenched.
darling, you win.
I did it. I got
You did
7.
As he is whisking
sure
her
did, love.
away, I kind of want to catch her. Oh, what's your name, darling? Kind of referencing Olga.
None of that from you, Ghost Whisperer, and we're gonna walk by. I know your games.
I didn't know if it is possible because in my gear I have divination tools.
Mhm.
If the Lightkeeper would allow, could that be a tarot deck and kind
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, dope.
kind of give like just a funsy kind of find all of either the widows of officers or just a bunch of the females who are a little bit older here and give them some sort of reading, but my true intention is to kind of figure out what is happening, why is it so misty, like there's something wrong.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and do your sense, your intuition sense.
I am you know what, I am going to throw the gilded in here.
I mean, you should always roll a gilded if it is gilded. It's adding a drive if you wish.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no drive. Yes, gilded.
Okay.
Not taking that gilded. That's a piece of garbage. How's a 3 do it for you?
3 is still a failure. So if you wish to take your gilded, since it's already a failure, you at least get back your drive. You would get back your drive.
Okay. I'll take it. Well,
So-
okay, then it's a 1.
So you spill your tarot cards out onto the ground, like start to read different stories, and as you're so caught up in actually telling people their tarot card reading, you realize that you have created a large scene, and while you are not the hired entertainment, you sure have become the entertainment. But with that, you also come the watching eyes, as one of the members of the primacy goes and takes your arm and pulls you away from your cards, leaving them scattered on the ground, as other people are like, oh, are these souvenirs? And they just start to take your deck away from you.
No!
Excuse me, madame. You are not what we thought we were going to have this evening. And by the stories of the other guests, you are becoming a nuisance. May I ask that you take your talents into the passenger decks below and stay there for the foreseeable future. After all, Miss Catterling, your name is not on my list of invited individuals. And I see that you were having a rather comfy conversation with a few others. We will look into them. This is your only warning.
Ketterling may not be on your list because that's my maiden name, of course. And it's just very rude of you. And I will start making my way to the passengers' quarters, but on the way, just take a full flute of champagne.
Okay.
Go back, take the rest of the tray.
Drop it as well.
Yeah. I'm going to turn to somebody after seeing that, and I'm going to be like, well, who invited her? Oh my goodness. How embarrassing. And I'm going to be like, quite the strange individuals here tonight. I'm going to find like one of the people I regularly talk to at one of these events.
Okay.
And I am going to basically do my normal journalist thing of like, gonna try to gather some rumors, maybe
Great.
just try to like, spread some of my own, and try to get a read on, I want to divert it towards this doctor and like why he's here, because obviously if I haven't heard of him, who is he? Right? Why is he at this party? Why is he the doctor gets here? There's much more famous doctors. Okay, they could get for this party. Why is he the one that gets to show up?
Okay. What action would you like to take here? There's a couple different options if you don't have one in mind. But this is definitely gathering motives, searching, inspecting, or even navigating around the ship with a move action if you wish to do that.
Okay, I would like to maybe do like a sway. Like I'm trying to convince and consort with people to basically get the read on who this guy is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say there is low risk with this, so you can make a sway.
Okay. Now does low risk in turn signal low reward?
So on an action, the low risk means that there's not really a chance of a consequence of failure.
Okay.
So like if you fail, no bad consequences. You just may not get what you want.
Okay.
Or a high risk, any type of failure could be deadly.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to spin a drive here on this one. So I want to know about his whole deal. Okay, I will take the 6.
Great. Talking through a lot of the crowd, and it has been an hour or so that you have been on board already. So I'm going to say these conversations have happened for a while. Not need to go through every conversation specifically in gameplay, but you do find that the doctor is who he's claiming to be. In fact, this validates that he is a doctor brought on board by hire, and you do not sense any ill intention from this individual. We'll say with a 6 because you do get to know people. Some key names that you meet. You meet the mayor, Josiah Calloway.
I've met him before. He
you
doesn't
met-
remember me.
You meet Mags, Margaret Harlow. She is a stage actress. You meet Adelaide Fairweather, who is a novelist. And you meet Finch Malloran. Finch, you've had a run-in before, and is also a good friend of Professor Elias Quill, as he is a banker and a gambler, and he's in his mid-90s.
Whew. One more time with that list. I did not get all of them.
Finch Malloran, a banker and a gambler. You met Mayor Josiah Calloway, excuse me. Margaret Mags Harlow, a stage actress, and Adeline Fairweather, a novelist.
Actress. All right. Wow, that is a lot of people.
The who's who of New Fair is all here.
Yes. And Malorn was the gambler. And you said Finch was the one that Elias knew?
Yes, through gambling.
Gotcha. It really is the who's who. Okay.
Excuse me?
Lightkeeper, do you have a dice on you?
I do.
Can you roll a d6 for me and just tell me what the result is?
2.
Okay. That's going to have to do with my intoxication level and my...
Okay.
Yeah.
The tables have turned. Switch seats.
Based on my back, I'm starting to sober up, and so therefore I get more. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, I will remind everyone that the time frame in which you are here to go, you still have yet to discover who sent the letter to you, and what may be happening. However, you have met a majority of the individuals that could provide something to you.
Got it.
And we haven't gotten anything from those individuals, is what you're saying.
Correct. Most of your focus has been on the doctor, but you can now rule him out. Like if this was a game of Clue, you could check off
really
the doctor.
That doctor.
In fact, the doctor seems so trustworthy to Phineas that if you were in need of a doctor, you could call him.
The guy checks out. Who among us is really good at analysis? Focus? Oh, well, you're below decks. Who do you do?
I'm above deck.
Oh, I think we got a couple of people.
I'm gonna grab. I'll grab a couple people, and I would like to. I'm gonna make my way over to the guest list. People sign in, write little notes to the captain, write some sort of journal. Does that exist?
Yes, you can go and find a book of well wishes that people are leaving along with gifts.
I'm gonna take out the letter that was written to us and try to see if I can match the handwriting.
Awesome idea.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude.
And I'm gonna need some help with this one.
Is Captain Bell still walking around in the party?
No, he is sailing the ship.
Okay. I would like to make my way up to him. And Vidian, are you joining Phineas, or are you standing kind of waiting to do something?
I was gonna join Phineas.
No worries.
Back inside.
So I will make my way up to the piloting cabin if I'm not otherwise accosted.
Okay. We'll go through the analysis of the handwriting first.
I'm gonna head over towards Phineas as well because I need to talk to him about something else as well. So I'm gonna be heading over that way. So.
Okay.
Wonderful, you're all here. I need your studious eye, and I'm going to take out the letter, and I'm going to be like, let's see if any of our guests here match this handwriting.
I don't know if Vidian's eyes are working too well for him tonight.
Why is that? And I like smell him. What is that? It's ghastly odor. My
Yes,
goodness.
it's not my first choice of scent.
That's no scent that I know. Oh my god.
Told you, it's fox piss.
It makes a
Great, great. Glad I smell like fox piss at a party.
Good.
I can see if I can help a little.
Okay. So who would like to lead the analyze? It's a focus intuition check.
I have 2 on focus. So.
I do as
only
well.
have
I'll just
one.
throw you a drive.
Very well. We're looking at handwriting.
Yes. Is anyone else wishing to add a drive to it? More than one person can add a drive.
Oh yeah, I'll add a drive.
Okay.
Do I need to
To
be
a
there to
maximum
add a
of 6
drive?
days. Yes, you need to be assisting in some way. So if you can tell me how that, you could do that before you head up, because if you wanted to head up to the captain as a group, you could.
He's assisting with some binoculars.
No, I won't.
Okay.
There's an iceberg.
Yeah, never mind.
And we're looking at handwriting to match the handwriting, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any kind of gear or anything that would really assist with that. So, okay. Here we go.
Big money.
6543.
Wow.
Nice.
So,
I got a 6.
with a 6.
The handwriting. It looks like someone wrote all of these names down, and looks like someone wrote these invitations. So, yes, I think we might be able to find something here. And I just sit there and stare at them back and forth.
Okay. You spend a good while reading all the notes, checking the handwriting, and after you discover that none of the well-wishing on these pages matches any of the handwriting, you can successfully discern that whoever wrote this might be a part of the crew. I will say, because you also got a success and you had so much help, the handwriting at first you thought was rushed, but now it might seem juvenile.
So I have a question. I know I'm not there, but I felt like this might be a good cutscene. While I'm down in like the passenger area, well, now's my chance to get chummy with the crew. So while they're all upstairs kind of chatting with the higher ups, I want to kind of wine and dine all the people that actually move and shake this place to see if anybody knows where this letter might come from. And not that I'm education shaming, but kind of weed out who might actually be literate in order to do this.
The one member of the crew that you find down in the passenger hallways below is the second mate, Lyle Crane.
Is he available to chat at all?
Yeah, as he's kind of making rounds, you notice that he is knocking on doors, checking on if anyone's in there. As this is a single night, he is unlocking doors and prying them open, as this is not an overnight ferry. This is a single party. So he's making sure that there's no one using the rooms for their own personal benefits. So as you approach this man that's opening up everything, he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, miss. The rooms are not available for tonight. But I can help point you back towards the Grand Salon if you're looking for another drink or...
Well, unfortunately, I was having such a wonderful conversation with Captain Bell, and he was actually just singing his praises from all of the individuals here on the crew who just made his career so triumphant. And I thought that not only is this a retirement of him, but also just such an applauding of your good work that I should extend my congratulations to you as well.
That is very nice to hear. I truly appreciate that. My name's Lyle. What's yours?
Lyle, delightful to meet you. Aoife Ketterling. I'm actually, I will be honest, very nervous to be out here in the river and the bay. Not quite seafaring, as it were, but Captain Bell assures me that you're the best crew to keep us safe.
He turns and looks at you with a very calming smile. Tell me, does the water rest often?
What do you mean?
Do you mind stepping into this room with me? So you're, and he looks at one side of the hallway, looks at the other side of the hallway. So we don't burst the circle.
I will carefully, like, just a little wry smile. Also in my gear, I have a hand weapon. And I would like to just, as I kind of just a little bow to let him open the door, I am going to make sure that either from the back of my bodice or anything, I just kind of, like someone with their keys in their knuckles, just
Sure.
have it ready.
Go ahead and make a read check.
Oh my goodness, let me use a gilded die. I got a 6 on the gilded.
Nice. As your fear
never
settles
happen
in, you realize that the calming smile and the subtle words were letting you know that he expected you and is trying to protect your identity by bringing you into a quarters.
I kind of release my grip on the hand weapon. Lyle, was it?
Yes, second mate Lyle Crane, at his service and at yours.
You look like such a learned man. Do you frequent letter writing, perhaps?
No, but
Sweet.
I know what you are referring to, and I'll be honest, as I watched all of you board the vessel this evening, none of your names on my guest list, as he takes out a separate individual, a double check.
How many people have guest lists?
He's the second mate.
True.
There's something wrong this evening. And if you're here, why are you walking down the passenger hallways instead of finding out what it is?
I'm walking down the passenger hallways to find out what it is. Why do you think that everyone always smiles at the secretary at the front desk? Because she is the neck that turns the head. She knows everything, and therefore those in the bowels of the ship know exactly what's going on.
Well, look, I don't know what's going on, but the captain is not acting in his normal confident self. In fact, I've been doing most of the steering tonight. I told him to go take a break, and there's a reason why we're not moving very fast right now. It's not the fog. It's something else. And I don't feel comfortable until I know who is trying to sabotage this evening. My guess is that the premises behind this, but until I have any facts, I can't make a move because they're too powerful.
Well, unfortunately, no one appreciates a strong female character in the primacy. Is there any way to maybe get to the captain's quarters in a backwards type of manner where I don't have to go back through the salon.
Oh, if you're looking for the captain himself, he's not going to be in his quarters.
I
Is that
didn't
your
ask
intention?
where he was. I asked where his quarters were. Darling, everyone knows the captain writes everything down. I just want to peek at what the diary has to say.
While I'm immensely grateful for your help, that would be a betrayal of a trust on my part to let you into his quarters. I cannot do so.
I'm not asking you to let me in. I'm asking you to show me where the door is and then turn around.
To me, that is the same. If you would like to make a sway here, this is a high risk.
I don't think I want to make a sway at this point. I'll be like, Lyle, I would never break your trust. Find the captain himself then. Where would I find him? And what's the easiest way to get there without being seen?
Head down. If he's not up helming the ship, he's probably checking on the boiler room.
I do have, can I roll for like sneak to try to find him? Is that a thing?
You can hide, but this would be on your attempt to get there.
Okay. Yeah, I want
the
to go to
the
that.
path that he's giving you is just sending you down, and you know everyone's up at the party.
I want to go to there.
Okay. Keep an eye out for Clank.
Why don't you do that?
Clank.
Clank?
I was headed up to the
Yes.
pilot room to talk with the captain.
So about this time, you get up there and you realize that there is no one steering this vessel.
Okay. I would like to go into the pilot room.
Okay. You walk in. You are familiar with the steering controls as captain of a ship, but it is vacated, and the ship is not moving very fast at all.
Dense fog would never be a time a captain would leave the wheel. So one could presume that there is something wrong.
Correct.
Does it seem like it was tied, like the wheel was tied in a way that it's going on a direct course, or was it abandoned? Like, is it just straight up negligence?
Make a focus check.
Okay. A 5 and a 4. Mixed.
5 and a 4. You take a look and you realize the ship is locked. There's a silver chain wrapped around holding it in position, but there's not much forward drift. Whoever has done this has, as you see, well worn onto the wheel, has done this many times before. And with the speed you're currently going, probably knows how long it will be until they need to readjust.
I will give the chain by the wheel, a different chain, a quick toot.
Okay.
Just so,
Yeah.
most people probably wouldn't know what's going on, but the captain probably knows there's somebody at the wheel.
Okay. At this point, Lyle, standing down there with you, Aoife, goes, "Oh, the captain must be at the top, if you were looking for him." And sends you on your way, Aoife.
So we now know who wrote the letter, right?
You know that it was a crew member. You have not discovered who.
Oh, okay. So Lyle didn't admit to doing it? Okay.
He admitted
Right.
to knowing about it, but that it wasn't him.
Got it. Okay.
Which is also weird.
As we finish up going over the handwriting, I want to turn to Phineas and the professor and ask, gentlemen, it appears there's couple of strange things happening tonight, and I was growing concerned of that. But if I begin to head out to the water, I've seen some strange things, and it seems to be drawing myself out there between the fog, and I've even seen a body
Go on.
of sorts.
Body?
Yes, I've been here before. I didn't want to bother anyone about it earlier.
What did you see?
Saw the captain.
I mean, we all saw the captain, but you saw him in a weird way.
I haven't seen him tonight. I haven't seen him
Oh.
in years. But I had seen him once before. He did save me from the river.
Oh.
But I hadn't spoken to him since. I was just a young boy.
Right. And where did you see the captain tonight?
He was out in the water, but he was younger. It was as I'd seen him before, but it was a strange, contorted body of but it was his face.
Strange. So being from Candela Obscura, do we have like a knowledge of spooky things
Yeah,
that are
you
out
are the
there?
ones
Okay.
investigating them.
Is this anything we've ever heard of before?
This is why you are sent here,
Got it.
to
Okay.
discover what this is. Phineas, at this point, you notice someone has dropped their coat check tag on the ground.
I scoop it up. Is it like a number?
It has a name and a date. The date is 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and it's your mother's name.
Fuck. Even in the afterlife, this bitch still follows me. God damn. I pocket it quickly.
Okay.
But does it look like it's a coat check for a place in the Red Lamp or a place for the boat?
The ship.
The ship. Okay. Pick tag for ship. All right.
I look over at Vidian. You said that you saw the captain out in the water, right?
Yes. I haven't seen him tonight. I missed his speech.
He saved you when you were a boy?
Yes, as it's been told to me, I was found in the river itself. I don't know how I came to be there, but
How was it that the captain saved you?
he was doing what he has been doing for 50 years.
He just scooped you up out of the water, that is?
He was the one who first saw me, apparently. But I gave him such a fuss that day, I grew concerned. I don't know, I just didn't know how to really say thank you or know scared of what had happened that day.
If he hasn't been... You said you haven't seen him. Have you been on this boat since then?
I haven't looked him out. I do know that he's been doing what he's doing, but
Understood.
I haven't sought him out myself.
Did you spend much time near the water in your life?
I haven't gone back to the water since. This is new at this point to me.
I want to pull out research materials as a gear item that I have and look through my notes and my diaries and books and stuff, looking for notes that have to do with that ghost root moss that had to do with deaths at sea and graves at sea and shipwrecks and stuff like that, and see if that would be tied to something to do with the ghost root that might pop up in my research notes of visions and stuff like that has anything to do in connection with.
Yes, I will say that using those notes and with the ghost root, it is only tied to grave sites under the water.
Okay.
So there is, in your notes and with the assistance of the Candela, you find that there are a corruption can form on this as it seeps and holds in the tragedy of that area. No one builds a gravesite under the ground, under the water. It is formed by tragedy.
Is there any way with this ghost root?
Do you show this to us, or are you doing this on your own?
I'm just looking through my notes, and I will share with you what you saw out in the water, and that you haven't seen the captain. I received a box with some ghost root that would have to do with a gravesite under the water, some kind of tragedy of some sort. But if you're seeing bodies out in the water, I wonder if there's some connection tied to that. If we analyze it, maybe we can. Have you seen what's her name? The one that can see the people. Effie. Yes.
Effie.
She took my
Have you-
ticket, and I was hoping to see her once I got on board. She was with us. I heard her voice, but I
primacy
wasn't sprayed
chased
in
her
the
out.
eyes.
She took off. She went off to go do some wiggity woo stuff. But maybe
Professor.
that wiggity woo might be able to help us.
Well, no, I think maybe she's caught the eye of the primacy. We might want to choose our moments when we choose to interact with her. It might blow our cover.
Professor,
know-
please take a brain and a body. As everyone that is looking at you sees that your nose just starts bleeding, and one of your eyes starts to like pool underneath it a little bit, like salt water coming out of it.
Who does?
Who's that? Me?
Professor, yeah.
Okay.
As your notebook, your journal, one page just splashes into water and disappears from your notes.
Oh boy. Tell me it's supposed to do that, right?
I take out my
But
handkerchief
my
and kind of
calculations
help
did
him.
not tell me that was
dab
going to
up.
happen. My calculations did not tell me that was going to happen.
I take out like a handkerchief, and we start like trying to like cover him up and
Okay.
being like, let's go get some fresh air. Let's go get some fresh air
What?
away from like the party.
As you step into the fresh air, back up at the top of the ship in the fog, there is a voice you hear, Dick Jones.
Name every time.
You chased shadows while she cried for help. Would you let me keep her memory safe as well?
Do I hear this like it's talking to me or like it's talking to someone
Directly
else? I'm
talking to
overhearing
you.
it? Keep the memories you choose. I don't want them.
I would like you to make a survey.
On like Survey Monkey or all right.
Please rate your DM. Use this QR code.
Let us meet.
Can I
Dude,
know what
responses.
I'm looking for so I know?
You're
if
searching
it's
out into the
important?
fog where the voice is.
Okay. I'm going to drive this then.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did. A 6, a 2, and 3. So
Okay.
success.
Your success limits the effect of this
Ugh.
as you take one brain and see your wife, her spirit as a memory in the fog at the moment of her last breath.
In the pilot room, I'm just going to take a deep hit of malaise and focus my mind, taking that penalty to my ability to like move around confidently. And I would like to look within this pilot room for any, because captains are superstitious, right?
Yeah.
Any ritual tokens or effigies or anything in here that looks well worn, something that indicates. And I've met this captain before. If it's okay with you, I'd say we're friends, just captain to captain.
Sure.
Maybe not close, but just to try and understand the state of this vessel, because it's probably unique to each vessel.
You look around and it dawns on you, you've seen this type of silver chain before, and grab it again, it's a necklace.
Okay.
This necklace has a small child inside the locket.
Okay.
Not an actual child, image of the
I
child.
got you.
In this world, you never know.
No, it's a real kid.
Is there an inscription on it at all with a name?
No, just an
Okay.
image.
I'm going to give the wheel a quick jostle.
Okay. This is going to be a strike, a nerve strike, as you are going to
Okay.
kind of break the wheel off its current course.
I don't have one in strike, so I will drive just to get a die. And I'm specifically trying just to give it enough of a shake that the captain might think that there's a problem and come up.
Okay.
I'm not trying to like derail us.
If it's successful, yes, that makes sense.
So I got a 4.
4. So you turn it just enough that the chain breaks on the necklace, it falls to the ground, but you're able to subtly move the wheel, but it is free of that chain.
Yes.
In the passenger hallway, the second mate has left you in this room alone, and behind there's a wall-mounted mirror, and fog starts seeping out from behind this mirror. Aoife.
I hate that. So I'm sorry. Where is this? Is this in the hall or right outside?
So in the room that he brought you to, he left when he heard the whistle at the top, and then left you alone in this room.
Okay, so I'm by myself.
Correct.
It was specifically a toot.
A toot. You heard a toot.
I'm just going to keep using all of these gears that I have.
Yeah.
I have a bleed detector. Can I see if that's something that's happening here?
Yes. This is a high risk roll, but you can do
perfect.
an analyze or a search, and you're going to use that to add 1 drive. You do not have to pay for this drive.
I'm sorry, you said analyze or search?
So either survey or focus. Yeah.
Okay.
And you get to add a die.
Yep, I'm going to go with focus.
Focus.
And I'm actually going to spend a drive on this too.
Okay. So add another extra dice.
Yeah. Safety first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, 2 6s. The rest is garbage.
Great. So as you take out your bleed detector, it flares immediately. Doing so, you look into the mirror, and staring back at you is a younger version of yourself.
Hate that.
She smiles and lays out tarot cards and starts doing a tarot ceremony for you.
Ooh.
What you gain watching this tarot ceremony happen is, and excuse my naivety, I don't know much about tarot cards, so I'm making this shit up right here. You need to find a star on the star. She will open the door for you.
Okay. At this point, is there anything else in the room beyond this mirror that's...
No, but you do realize that you should probably get out of there as quickly as...
Yeah, that's kind of I was like, I just want to make sure I don't have to like sneak out of here. I can just kind of skedaddle. So I am going to try to get a message to my comrades on the top deck. Either, I don't know, based on the situation, I don't know if it's better for me to sneak up or to send like a note along with a staff member with like an hors d'oeuvres tray.
So as you start to find your way out and use the open deck, you see the rest of your party has moved to the open air.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So the only person missing from this group currently is Dick Jones, who's at the top. But in open air, you could look up to the pilot room and see them.
Jones, jacket toucher.
Dick Jones, jacket toucher.
Part-time detective, full-time jacket toucher.
Click that.
I am going to kind of poke my head up. I'm assuming it's stairs. Like poke my head up on the stairs, still a few stairs down, and be like, "Gentlemen,
Kitterling.
Oh, we
Madam?
were just looking for you.
Our friend
Yes.
is bleeding. As we like see his face.
Oh, that's alarming. Well,
Don't worry.
I
No one hit me. No one hit me.
Oh no,
That's-
something spooky did this. I'm sure you've already seen your fair share tonight, as we all have. Something's bringing back memories of the past.
yes, that sounds about right. So anyway, I've figured out why the captain is a little off, and I have a clue, as it were. We're looking for a star upon a star. I don't quite know what that means, but that's what the other side has provided.
The other, okay. Yes, you're medium.
While
wit.
this is
A
happening,
star upon a star could be a
I would like to
cartographer.
cut the throttle on the ship.
Okay. I need you. Let's make this a navigate. Move,
Okay.
navigate.
5.
5. As you do so, the lurch moves forward. Everyone that's on the lower deck, suddenly you realize you've pushed it just a little too far, and it's actually going in reverse as the entire steamer just kind of reverses, and the whole ship shakes violently for a second. A lot of distraction and focus in the room. Some people fall over. You all there on the open deck feel that sudden jolt of a
The hell was
stop
that?
and reverse.
Bigger ship than I'm used to. Let's put
Oh,
that
dear.
in idle, and I will vacate the pilot room. I just didn't want to leave it running without a chain, and I will pick up the chain when I do that.
Okay. Pocket that easily.
And I'll
So
make my
back
way
down with the whole
downstairs.
group.
Yes, but they can do
Okay.
whatever was going on, and I'll come after.
Well, so the ship just like violently stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Right when you're thinking about the star on the star.
What the hell was that?
If I can take that opportunity,
It's a puke.
Right?
yes, already did that forever ago. I would like to use one of my abilities, and I'm going to take. I was already helping the professor, but with his recent whatever has just happened to him, and channeled with what I have been seeing, I would like to extend my senses by taking the handkerchief that I had and going in and kind of almost aggressively kind of covering his mouth, but really and looking out into the distance of the water to really kind of collectively figure out what the you can make a sense roll to understand more about a phenomenon you've encountered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Covering
Go ahead
my
and make
mouth?
that sense roll.
Yes, as you're bleeding out.
Okay, because it's coming from my nose and my eye.
Yeah, nose,
Dude.
mouth. It's all right there.
I can't see
Maybe
now.
your eyes. I don't know. We're getting you back for this perfume.
Yeah.
Kicking the shins too.
Could I
Um,
assist this? So he's looking out into the water, right? That's what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah, so kind of a vacant stare out into the water as we're out on the deck, but also leaning into the professor with
Okay.
handkerchief.
I'm gonna
little dazed
gonna-
over, I guess.
I
take
love
my
when you
camera.
lean into me like that.
I'm gonna take my
Good thing you're
camera
mine.
and try and take a picture of what's out there
Okay.
to try and like help like light it up. Maybe see if there's something out there.
Okay, so you're adding the drive to him?
Yeah.
So you use
Okay,
one
so
drive.
I'm going to do a drive, and I have 2 for sense.
Okay.
Jackson's making some very smart moves tonight. I'm impressed.
I can also add 2 of
I
my
like to play
resistance
detective
and
games.
intuition.
Yeah, every time you do something, I'm like, damn. All right. I'm just playing captain.
What a good captain you are. All right,
Okay,
make
this
that
is
roll.
5 dice. Thank God. Okay,
You're
one of
fine.
them is a 6.
Okay. The flash of light
2 would have been nice.
illuminates nothing but fog out over the ship, but it also illuminates about 2 feet in front of you a foggy figure for just a moment. Just a flash. I will say everyone here needs to make a move, a dodge action right here. It's impossible to assist each other as you're all doing it for yourself.
We can't
I'm using
assist each
drive
other,
on
you
that.
think?
You can use a drive for yourself. You can't assist someone else.
I have no
I'm
drive.
using drive on that one.
I'm letting Jesus take the wheel on this one.
I'm using the drive too.
I mean, it is Good Friday. Christ has died. Christ is risen.
Praise be.
5 and 2.
5. Good.
I got a 5.
Praise the bees.
5.
6 on one dice.
6. So
Nice.
you're the one that's
Job.
really focused on it. You duck out of the way as this flash of light. You see this entity in fog scatter and shoot out. Everyone else ducking down, not taking the full brunt of it, but each of you can take 1 bleed. As you feel your hair is suddenly wet, like you just came out of a bath, but nothing else is, just your hair and like the upper part of your head, as if a water balloon just went off on the top horizon of your necks. Whatever this was that has just been exploded outwards could have been a lot worse if you were not quick enough to dodge it.
Did I
said
take
you
a bleed as well?
Bleed?
You do not, because you fully succeeded.
But the rest of us take a bleed.
Just 1 bleed, though.
I would like to
Question
work my
about
way down
cameras.
from-
I know this is 1900s.
Yeah.
Are these which I have to take it back to a place to develop it, or is it more instant camera?
I would say your success using the camera here was seeing it for the moment it was.
Gotcha.
So that's lodged in your memory enough that you don't need to develop the film.
Got it. Okay, but it's not like instant cameras. It's you have to take it back to a place
Yeah.
to develop it. Okay, got it.
Good for documentation, though.
I would
Got it.
like to, on my way down from the pilot room, kind of take an alternate route that maybe the captain might take. But I'm looking specifically on my route for who seems to respond to the boat stopping.
Sure.
Like if the captain comes up or if one of the
Second mate.
primacy people.
Second mate Lyle is the first one to approach.
I will say, good. You've arrived as well. Do you know where the captain is? I went up there after the horn to see what the matter was, and the boat was just headed in on its own.
He left it on a course without a captain.
Indeed, without any guidance whatsoever.
I'll go correct that. The captain must be either in the Grand Salon, or I don't see why he would be down in the boiler room, but you can check there as well.
Who are you? And what?
I'm the second mate.
Oh, wonderful! If you could take the wheel, I'll
Yes,
go
that's
find
what
the captain and see if he's
On my way
okay.
to do right now.
Indeed. Be on your way, sir. Let me know.
That's Lyle, everyone. Lyle. He has a name, Lyle.
All right.
You see the interaction between Lyle and Dick, just a deck above you. And Dick, as you rejoin the rest of the group after this recent discovery, everyone is wet except for Vidian.
Oh, my hair!
What did I miss?
I like got a comb and I'm trying to fix it.
I didn't realize we were going for a swim. Mr. Maris, I assumed you would never.
Hilarious
This
as
is
always,
why-
Mr. Jones.
This is why I did not
refreshing.
go to the code check.
I've been trying to get you out on my boat for ages, and you were always afraid of the water.
Yes, even this big one. You have a much smaller vessel, if I'm remembering correctly.
All the motion of the ocean. But yes, indeed. We need to find the
What's the
captain.
words?
He's
Denise,
not at
did
his
you-
post. I worry for his health.
That's concerning.
It's very concerning.
Phineas, did you see that?
See the figure? Yes, I saw
Figure.
it clear as day with the flash of the camera. What did it look like? Lightkeeper?
It was just a humanoid figure in
Outline?
fog, nondescript in this flash.
Okay. It had no features. It was a outline, a person. It flashed at us. I mean, you
The
all felt
fog
that hit us. It's like when something bleeds over at that.
the
I'm on
fog
edge.
was whispering to me earlier, similarly to that graveyard job we did a few years back. It it was
That
speaking
job.
to me of my wife and of her memory specifically. Have you guys had any similar experiences?
Yes, we've all had memories come up tonight. Something's bringing them back.
I believe the captain might be haunted by something specific, and Aoife, I believe he will need your assistance. But I also think we are gathering far too much attention as our group. We may need to split up,
Well,
as it were.
Just 1 second. I think we need to gather some facts and maybe do some sort of plan here. Evie, what was it you said we were looking for? What upon a what?
Star upon a star.
Well, the only stars I deal with on the regular are stage actors, stage performers. Perhaps that
A
refers
tattoo
to what was her
on
name?
one
Hags.
of them.
I mean, I calculate the stars' movements and stuff. I mean, maybe it has to do with stars crossing over each other or something.
Could I
Perhaps-
roll something for this, or maybe just have inherent knowledge of? Would this make sense at all for like star charts or an astrolabe or some navigation tools?
It definitely
see the
could
stars?
refer to one of those.
Okay, were any of those up in the pilot room?
You didn't see any obvious star charts or maps out there.
Okay.
Being that this is a ferry that takes the same route and it's through the city, it's more well lit.
Right.
Right now, you're more into open water than you expected to be at this time.
We're not where we should be.
Well, the normal ferry route has been delayed by a chain holding a wheel and a very slow moving. It did not follow the turn into
So
the
we're
city.
on the route. We're just not as far into the route as we expect.
Hard to tell with the fog.
Possibly. I would like to look up and see if we can make out any constellations or anything like that.
It's just fog.
Okay. Can we
Is
make
it
out
possible-
the North Star or anything along those lines?
No, this is what's disconcerting about your navigating. There is no vision outside of this. This fog is hung
Right.
with you.
Is it
Uh,
possible now that I'm farther removed from the reading of myself to myself, based on all of these ideas that they've shared, can I sense if anything rings more true than anything else?
I think you trust your friend Phineas and his communications throughout the night.
I think, given the lack of visual perspective on this case, it may be more of a philosophical type of star than a physical one. Phineas, you do much better with the clientele. I just hope to provide enough of a distraction to allow you gentlemen to gather what we need. What can I do to bring attention away to give you adequate time to look at these stars as they are?
I don't believe I need a distraction to talk to a famous actress. I mean, all I have to do is start with an opening line. Who are you wearing? And listen, I could get her to talk and talk and talk. It's quite. Let me try to speak with her first. Maybe open up with some small talk. See if she's experienced some of the things we've been experiencing. Kind of go from there.
If someone in the group would like to lead a search, this would be the time to do a survey action. It can be assisted by as many members. Time
pretty good at
is
that.
moving quickly.
I'm super good at this.
I can donate a drive.
Yeah,
Can I also look at the
assist as well.
program? On the program, do we have anyone listed as entertainment that might be considered a star, like a singer or something like that?
There's a stage
Yes.
actress.
Phineas, if you'd like to share with that, or otherwise I can give that to you.
What's her name again? It was Hags?
Mags. Margaret
Mags.
Mags Harlow.
Mags Harlow.
Have a great summer.
Mags Harlow is like the star here right now.
Yeah, she's a stage actress.
Is
She's
she
anyone who's
performing?
anyone right now. In terms
She's
of
not
stars.
performing, no, but she is the biggest star on this in those terms of what he was looking at.
Okay, so this is a search roll to find her.
To find her, correct.
Okay, I would love a drive if anybody's got one.
I would like to assist with that.
You can have it.
Sweet. So I've got 2 drives. So, and this is gilded for me, and I have 2 right now. So I should be rolling a total of 4d6. Is that right?
46, and one of them is gilded, correct.
Got it. Okay.
The This is for searching.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take another drive for me as well.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm rolling 5d6.
Let's go.
We're gonna find her. Wow. Okay, the highest one I
Multiple
rolled was a
six.
4.
Okay.
Damn.
Do you have any resistances? Because you could use that
no.
if you.
I do have a resistance, yes.
It's up to you. And also for gameplay, if you wanted to use a resistance here, you re-roll your action dice. So however many you have under survey.
Do you guys think this is worth it?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
what was the 4? Was that your
Is this
gilded
low
die?
risk? KP, is this low risk?
It is low risk.
Okay.
But
I mean,
I would say the risk is more standard, actually, because the risk of not finding her in time is you're running out of the evening.
okay, fair enough. This is the
The boat's
biggest lead
not
we've had
moving.
so far.
Oh,
I think I
not
should
yet.
re-roll it. Right?
No one can go anywhere.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'll re-roll 2 of these.
Yep.
Can I make one of them gilded? Or no?
One of them would be gilded, yes,
One of them would be gilded.
because it's your action roll.
Got it. Okay. It's 2s.
2s. Okay.
Both of them are 2s. So the highest I had is a 4.
4. Okay. You search the deck for a while, you first starting inside, and start to gain the attention of Primacy members and other passerbyers of a search is on, and your blundering little amateur detective that you met made the fish joke. It's like on your heels trying to follow, and you turn the corner and you see Mags engaged in a kiss with Adeline Fairweather in a corner of the room.
Is this shocking news?
It is for you.
Lesbians.
It is news?
It is news. Any time that you would see
I
a
had
celebrity
Pearl.
with a new romance,
I gasp loudly.
is that Mags turns to you and goes, "Oh no, it's please, just
Slowly rising camera.
I'm sorry. It's just
no.
I'll prefer to keep this.
Call TMZ New Fair.
This is this is Adelaide Fairweather. My
Hello, Adelaide.
my girlfriend. We were trying to keep it quiet, and we thought this would be a lovely date night. And please, and around her neck, you see a necklace of a starfish.
Haha.
Please, is there anything I can pay you to keep this quiet?
I will like audibly say out loud, "A star without a star." I'm like grabbing Effie. I'm like, "Star without a
She
star."
sees the rest of you turn the corner now. She's like, "Oh, please," and she's pleading with you right now.
Mags, darling, of course. Listen, no, don't worry about payment. It's a night. Congratulations on your new relationship. But first, let's talk. It's been too long. You, of course, remember me, Phineas Twig.
Yes, I do. Hi, pleasure.
Does she actually remember me?
You have a sense that she may just be saying that in pleasantries.
Of course, Phineas is used to it. He just likes to see rich people squirm. He is going to basically be like, "Come on, let's sit down. It's been an eventful evening. I mean, talk about spooky. Have you seen the fog all around?"
Truthfully, I haven't gone outside much.
Oh. Well, you said it was a lovely evening. What's kept you cooped up so long?
She
You and your
looks over the Adeline Fairweather, a novelist. She looks over at all of you and says, "Can we keep this between us, fellow chapter house to chapter house?" And at this point, you realize that you do recognize the novelist as a member of the Circle of Ink and Page, another chapter house of the Candela Obscura. I'm her +1 for the evening, and I understood that there was going to be another chapter house, and I guess all the rumors that everyone's spreading, it's you lot, because I've never seen a more suspicious-looking group.
Well, I see we could drop the pleasantries. Well, did you get a weird letter too?
No,
You wrote the letter.
did not get a weird letter. I'm not here on business. I'm just here on pleasure.
Understood.
Quite a lot of pleasure, it seems.
Well, I'm going to kind of like give her like nod, and I hope does that like kind of reassure Mags a little bit of like
Adeline
Fairweather
stepping
is
forward.
like cool with
Yeah.
us. Okay. I'm gonna be like Mags. Listen, things have been weird tonight, and I don't know if you're familiar with what Adelaide is referring to, but we could use your help. Have you experienced anything strange recently?
No, it's been a pretty normal evening. And Adeline went, yes, there seems to be, if you just catch it at the corner of your eye, like something's watching you in the reflection of a glass or a surface of a marble table. I can't focus on it, but I see it for just a moment.
Something wants us to not forget what we've done and the people we've been with tonight, right?
How can I be of help to you? This is Max.
All right. Let's see. Something. Do you know the captain very well?
Not more than the next person.
Something's going strange with the captain and also the ship tonight. All right. What do we know, guys? I think we need to ask her to figure out some sort of way. You got a clue from
Hold on one sec.
Someone's echoing quite a bit.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello?
Might have been picking
We're
up a mic. Oh, Josh, is that you?
You're the only one that didn't echo.
It's echoing on mine?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can switch to a headset.
All right.
Is that better?
All right. Yeah.
Much better. Yeah. Okay. So, what would Max
Spooky.
know that we don't know yet? Oh, it's still
There's
echoing a little bit.
still a minor echo.
Josh, you just want to mute till you talk?
I'll take it. I'm gonna take care of it in a second.
Thank you.
Yeah. Push to talk or something.
Finish.
All right,
What were you saying?
We need to figure out this. So this is out of character. We don't know much about Max besides that she is an actress and that we got a vision when Effie talked to like her previous self about that like a star would be able to help us to open a way, right?
I want to touch that necklace. See what happens, baby.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, can I attune or channel from the necklace?
You want to ask her for the necklace?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hi, girl. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Mags, darling. Eva Ketterling, so nice to meet you. That necklace to die for. Can I see it for just a moment?
I'm not. At this moment, you realize that you are not alone in this room, as someone was overhearing the conversation. And as they kind of bump into a table, she turns and he goes, it's the same individual that earlier tried to gather this information, and he hustles off. And she's like, I need to stop him, and rips off her necklace and just hands it to you and chases after him. No, please, I'll pay you. Please don't tell anyone. And she runs off, and Adeline's just stuck there looking at you all.
Does anyone want to go like maybe help her?
Boys.
I was headed down to the boiler room to look for the captain when this search happened.
Oh, you weren't here. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'll run off with Mags to like
Okay.
try and help.
As you do that, so let's jump down to the boiler room. Dick, you get down there, and it doesn't take you very long at all to have this feeling of dread around you. That feeling of loss and sorrow and guilt washes over you. And you take a step, and your foot feels like it's stepped into water, but you look down, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Then you see there's a body in the corner, laying face down, unmoving.
Okay. I will. Can I make a gear that I don't have on here? Of just like a flashlight or some sort of light
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
if it's a lantern or something. I would like to take that out and inspect the body, check it for a pulse, and flip it over,
Okay.
and see who it is and if they're okay.
You see, this is a member of the crew. They have hands black with soot, dirty uniform, sweaty and full of mess, disheveled short hair, and it looks like it's still water pooling out of its mouth. There's no
Are they
pulse.
dead?
There is no
pulse?
pulse. Yeah.
I would like to, remembering from earlier, check its sleeves, its cuffs.
Okay.
Are they stitched in any way, or?
In fact, this one is like almost denim and thick and extremely greasy and sooty.
Okay.
As a member of a crew, this definitely looks like the engineer.
And it looks like they drowned.
It does look like they drowned, but there's no water that you can see.
Okay. I'm going to say a quick captain's prayer and like close their eyes, and then look for. Is there standing water in this room?
There's
Or
no
it's just
standing
felt
water.
like
What you see in the boiler room? Let me get to that for a moment. Scroll.
Like there's no way that he could have drowned in this room, right?
No natural way. No.
Right. Okay.
The warmth of the room is stifling, but it's not just the heat of the engine. It feels like that wetness, like breath, like it sits there like breath on a glass. Even the gas lights flicker, and like they are trying to be extinguished, but resist. The iron rails around are wet with condensation, so there is liquid in the air, but no visible steam. Your boots, as you step forward, kind of ringed across, and the only other thing you hear is this slow and steady pulsing throb from the engine door right in front of you.
Okay. How big is this space? I imagine it's pretty cramped around
pretty
the
small.
boiler. There's no one else that could be in here.
No, you've searched pretty well with a flashlight. It would have to be a very, very small individual. So if you'd like to make a search at this point, an intuition action, you can see if there's any other details you're missing.
I got a 6 and a 5.
Great. You do look over and you don't see an individual, but you see evidence that someone else was here.
Okay.
As there is a coat tag soaked and a coat check tag sitting on the ground.
A coat that is soaked and its tag on the ground.
Correct.
Okay. Who does the tag belong to? I'll grab it.
You go up and and grab it. The
really cursed thing.
The jacket belongs to Sebastian Vexley, who you recognized earlier as a Primacy Council member.
Okay. And that tag belongs to this jacket?
Yep. Like it's attached to the jacket. It's been checked. Yeah.
And the I did not find the captain anywhere along this route from the pilot room to the boiler room.
No, there's still another, like you're at the door to the engine.
Can that roll represent, or can I make another roll to understand if the boiler has been tampered with in any way, or if it's working properly?
Being you would have to go through that door to find out.
Okay, I will make a roll. What would I roll?
You don't roll. You just go and open the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will open the door.
As you open the door, now I'll have you make an action dodge.
Oh, great. All right. I am going to drive that.
Okay.
Oof. Well,
I should say this is standard stakes.
Okay. I can't do anything with that. I have a 1 and a 2.
Do you have a resistance in there?
Nope.
Okay. As you open the door, the hot steam boils across your face. You can take one body mark.
Okay.
And it's a small child, 10-ish years old, jumps out and into your arms, and she's just sweating and dehydrated.
And she was in the boiler?
She was in the boiler room.
Oh,
where all the steam has filled up. Help me. I followed him. I don't know why, but are you who I called for? Are you here to help me?
Peace child, how did you call?
He's in there. I don't know what he's doing. He's not acting like himself. He said, "Just let him be," but I couldn't let him be. Wasn't supposed to even be on this. I stowed away, and
How did you call for help?
I wrote a letter. I was told to drop it off at this place. They said they could help.
And you stowed away on this boat?
Yes, I was in a coat rack.
Who were you following?
The captain.
Where is she pointing into? The engine
She's pointing
itself?
into the boiler itself.
Which, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that just like a big propane flame?
Yep, it doesn't
In a
look
box?
natural that she's pointing in that direction, but she is.
If I look past her, is there like a portal or something?
Go ahead and make a survey, high risk.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll drive that as well.
Girl?
Okay.
What has she seen?
I'll say that the door opening and the steam also let out a massive concussive noise. The rest of you hear this down below.
I rolled a 6.
Rolled
And
a
it's 2 and a 1, but I rolled a 6.
Great roll. You find that jacket on the ground and kind of like throw it over the initial flames. And you see in the wall there's another door there with a star-shaped pattern. Like a lock.
Okay. Seeing this and hearing what Effie said earlier, I'm going to say, let's get you upstairs. We'll take care of this. You've done enough. While walking her up, I will continue to ask her and say, what led you to write us a letter? What gave you these suspicions, child?
I'm just a deckhand here, but the captain told me that everything was going to be okay. He wasn't acting himself, and he promised me that I would have a better life after this was all over. And I don't understand what that means. I'm confused. So I went to the primacy and asked for help, and they passed me off and said that it's nothing. And I didn't know who else to turn for. And then someone said that if you're ever in need and no one will listen to you or no one will believe you, to drop a letter at your location. And so I did. I'd say about this time you guys can all meet up together, those that are heading down after the noise and them heading up. You see a steam-soaked, dehydrated teenage deckhand from the ship.
Can we put her in a room?
Who's your friend?
I found her in the boiler below, and it appears that the star you're looking for is in there. It does not seem natural. There's a door within the boiler that should not be there, and it has a star engraved on it or above it. But this child needs help.
Am I down there now? Like,
I'm gonna say you were all together.
Okay.
I ran off with the to go chase after the
with
guy
Mags,
that
right?
burned us.
I'll say you chased after him for the sake of brevity, chase him down. Unless you want to do a physical harm against him, he's going to be, that conversation is going to take a lot more of your time once you hear that concussive sound.
Oh, so I could like give up the chase?
You could either give up the chase, or if you wanted to, you tell me how you want to help Mags out is going to be quite the undertaking. That was part of the mixed success earlier, is that someone overheard the conversation.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her to just bribe him. That usually works with those types.
Well, I'll pay him whatever he wants.
Bribe them, front row seats, the works. Listen, you're gonna be fine.
Can we just scene change from I got her somewhere and gave her water and we returned?
She does not want to leave your side until she knows the captain is safe.
I'm going to kind of go from pain in the ass the entire time to now like mama bear mode. I'm going to take off my shawl and put it on her and be like, it's okay, sweetie. We're gonna take care of all of it. Don't you worry.
I would like
And
to
I'm
take out the chain that was wrapped around the steering wheel
Mhm.
and open it to show Effie and flash it in front of the teenager to see if there's any recognition there, but also if there's any resemblance to the child in the locket.
Sure. You look, there is a resemblance, but not identical.
Okay.
Maybe it could be her at a younger age, but more likely, like it's, how do I explain this? It's not a role that's needed. It's not her in the locket,
Okay. Understood.
but it definitely, she might be close enough that the captain confides in her based on how similar
I
they
see.
are.
I would also like to, as I'm doing that with Effie, say, Effie, don't you have that device? That the bleed detector? Do you still have that?
Yes, give me one moment. And I kind of like kneel down in front of this little one. Not that
That's what the bleed
All
detector
right.
sounds like. When it
I'm
goes off.
interrupted.
Going off.
On the hunt.
The bleed detector is in fact going off.
There's a
so
heavy amount in the area. I will say that you don't need to do it.
I kneel down and kind of put the bleed detector behind me to try to start to run it, but at the same time, I'm going to hand out the necklace that I was given as well. And my entire focus is now on this teen of trying to get them to calm down and not freak out.
The rest of you, what are you doing as you approach the very steaming hot boiler room?
I like run up and I'm like, okay, I made it. Who's the urchin? Let me take this one up.
It strikes me I never asked your name, child. Who are you?
Nora Gibbons.
Nora Gibbons.
Gibbons.
Do you recognize this locket?
I think that's the captain's.
Indeed. Well, I don't recommend you go with us into... and I'll be looking at the bleed detector. Does it seem to be going... Is it just like a steady permeating magic in the air, or is it around her? Like, can I kick it to the side and see if it goes down?
It doesn't. It's the whole area here, and you all feel that same wet air. And yeah.
Okay. I'll say I don't recommend you going with us, but please
I could
be
I can
safe.
sit here and just make sure that he's okay.
That's great. If someone else comes down, feel free to tell them to flag down the primacy, but we will
The
try and
primacy?
take it from here.
Why would I want help? No. Do you work for the primacy? Did I get this wrong?
No, of course not. But do you have reason to believe that they are conspiratorial in this?
No, they just suck.
When I told them that the captain wasn't doing well, I think that they want the ship when he's gone. I don't know if he wants this retirement or if this is them forcing it.
All of those squabbles aside, we're dealing with something that could mean life or death.
Okay. Well, he's in there. Go help him.
We shall.
Can I inspect the boiler as she keeps pointing at it?
Sure. This, like the jacket that was put on there to stop the flames is burnt up and is gone.
Can I turn off the boiler? Or can I say I have turned off the boiler?
The boiler does not turn off.
Like it cannot or it won't?
It's not working for you when you try to turn it off.
Okay.
Can you hear me again?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do I have reason to believe that it's not working due to a physical malfunction or fault? Like it's just too hard to turn the wheel, for example? Or is it not working in a kind of magic-y way?
With the amount of bleed in the area, you fear the worst.
Gesture the necklace towards Dick.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, I'm a child.
Can I look in the boiler room for a set of like the coveralls or something that someone would use to work on the boiler that might be a little bit more fire resistant?
As you all stare at the dead body in the room, you find a set of overalls.
There's no spare set.
One engineer.
All right. Would
At this point, the entire boiler room begins to vibrate intensely.
Question.
I don't think we have time for it. I'll run in. But Jackson, you have a question?
Go ahead, Jackson.
Can I use? I have a gear called Bleed Containment Vial. Could I use that to reduce the bleed in the room?
You can certainly try. Yes, this would be an attune, a sense, or you can do a finesse, a control action.
Real quick, when my mic was cut out, I was asking what that bleed containment vial did.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Same idea.
So can I use my bleed containment vial and assist in this situation?
I'm thinking my out. Like, I don't know what.
Yes, you can add a drive to that.
Okay. I have 1 in sense, so if you don't have anything in sense, it's up to you.
I have only 1 in sense as well. So drive, and I'm gonna add my own drive.
Okay.
So this is 3d6.
Yeah, I'll throw you another one too.
4d6. Okay.
High risk.
Okay. I got a 5.
Okay.
Oh wait, you got one more? As well? You got one more?
Yeah, I'm going to say that I saw this coming, and we worked on, we've workshopped how we would isolate bleed, types of bleed, and we've gone over it of like the different types of magic or something, and that's what you're using to identify it.
So roll one more dice. Get that 6.
One more in. Okay, 5 was the highest I got.
Okay,
5. So you trying to pull all this bleed in, it fills up one vial, it fills up the other vial. There's still more to go, but you are pulling enough of it away that you can lower the immediate flames of the boiler and stop the vibration. You can clearly see the star pendant on the door there. It's still extremely dangerous to go through. But that touch with a bleed, everyone that assisted, please take 1 bleed.
Can I, with my occult research, I will suck up another brain hit on this one to see if I can figure out any way to access this boiler and figure out like what's going on.
You don't need to do that. You see a star on the door, and it matches a necklace made out of emeralds and sapphires.
But the star is the star-shaped hole.
Yeah, but we have to go through the boiler to get there, right?
The boiler flames have gone down, but it is extremely hot still. So if you move with speed, this is going to hurt.
Well, Mr.
I
Jones,
have a question.
It's nice knowing you.
Yeah, so Jones is going in, right?
Shit, I guess. Yeah.
You were grabbing the gear, man.
How much is it possible while all of them were like
right?
setting up the vials to contain it and reduce the bleed and everything? Because I'm assuming, and this is just me assuming, that there might be another bleed coming. Can I do my ritual where I take a bleed mark? Because 1, I didn't donate, so I can take a bleed mark for someone else for whoever's going in that boiler.
You can. The bleed is from the areas you tried to contain it. Touching a really hot boiler door is going to be a body if it doesn't go well.
Guess what? I can do Circle of Protection where I soak 1 body mark of the person within and give it to myself.
So now that we're not violently vibrating, I'm going to take the engineer's coveralls and gloves and then go in the boiler.
Okay.
With the necklace that Effie gave me.
This is going to be a finesse, a nerve control action.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm great at those.
This is high risk, but I have taken into account that you are wearing gear.
Okay. And I'm gilded. So. Oof. I'm going to burn a resistance.
Okay. Reroll the action dice.
The highest I got was a 4.
4. It is.
I rolled really bad, and it was not gilded.
It is the calling of the Candela Obscura to put yourself in danger to solve an
Mhm.
investigation. And you know at this point, yes, the vibration has stopped. The boiler is still... There's a captain inside there somehow, and you know this is not natural. As you
Right.
push
There
the
should be no
star
door.
into it, the flare, you're going to take 3 body marks.
Okay.
2.
2, because she takes 1.
That saves me from a scar. Thank you, Kat.
Nice work.
I love
And the
you.
door pushes open, expelling this steam into the entire area. All of you are surrounded by this hot fog that rips down the hallway, up the staircase, and starts to fill the lower level of the passenger. Anyone that was sneaking their way down has turned, hightailed it, and run. And standing there in the middle of the room, tears in his eyes, like he's been singing or talking to the heart of this vessel. The steam around him, his eyes switch back to you. I just want to save her. My whole life, I've just wanted to save her. It was the fog. I ignored it, and I chose to sail forward. And when we hit the docks and the flooding happened, she was trapped. She drowned. And he just turns to you with this intense sorrow. You see a man age in front of you as if the steam is dehydrating his skin. And then I heard her scream. And he looks up, and just through the fog, he can just barely see Nora sitting on the steps. You're not her, but I wish you were, because then I know she'd be safe. And then he turns, and his eyes lock into you, Vidian. All of you look at Vidian. He looks like a 6-year-old boy to all of you in this fog. Wet and fearful. Almost like he's floating in the room. Conscious, but not by a lot. He just reaches his hands out like he's trying to grab you again.
I'm grabbing Vidian. I'm like, no, don't go.
You pull Vidian back, and he goes, I see. You were my redemption. And he stumbles forward. I need you to make let's see, you grabbing Phineas. Please do. This would be a strike, nerve strike. As
this is gonna go so badly. All right, this is disadvantage
Is
right
this
here.
the captain reaching for?
Yeah.
Are
Can I
you?
assist anyway? Or
Is he
am I-
trying? Is he? Phineas, are you trying to stop him from doing it?
I'm trying to grab Vidian and like pull Vidian back.
Can I yell like, leave him alone at the captain to try and assist using my verbose? I'm talking to stop to giving Phineas a guild.
Yeah.
Yep, giving him a gilded drive
A gilded drive. Ooh.
because I'm talking to assist.
Gilded drive. So I add a d6 or I place one.
You add 1 gilded dice to that
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Could I assist?
You were
in any way of pulling
already
back,
you were already
or
going
am
with
I
disadvantage.
just-
Yeah.
Phineas, you were already going with
you're
disadvantage, right?
So yeah. Yeah.
So you're just gonna have just straight gilded dice, 1 dice. If
Yep.
you're already going with the disadvantage, now you just
Yeah.
have a dice instead.
Yes. Good call.
Vidian, how do you assist?
Try to. I don't know. So I'm just Vidian's just floating in the air, or
Yes, you are kind of just a younger version of yourself. You are replaying a memory in your own head right now.
can I try to just flail? I guess
Do you want to be saved?
reach towards Phineas.
This is the captain saving you from the water.
Is it possible to, while everyone else is trying to distract and everything like that, to actually kind of speak to the captain to donate a drive to Phineas of, she's fine. She's fine.
I'll
And
say
just kind
yeah, add a drive.
of, okay.
All right. So I got.
He's
Did I
transfixed.
get any from Vidian?
I'd say in this one, Vidian is not working against you, but he's not working for you.
All right. Okay, I got one gilded die and then one regular
Drive.
die from a
Yep.
drive. Here we go. Oh, it's so bad. I rolled
You have
2
redemption.
threes.
Do you have any redemption in that?
I have no resistance.
Oof.
I just leaped
There you
without
go.
thinking.
I love it. What'd you,
But you
what'd
get a
roll?
drive back if you take the gilded.
I have no drive in this in nerve at all.
Yeah,
I
but
just
you'll
leaped
get
without
one
thinking.
if you just say you took the gilded die as your roll.
Oh, I get one.
Yeah,
He
you'll
has to
get
have
one.
it up to his max, so if he has 0, he can't.
But you
Okay,
can take
I have
it in
0
any
max.
drive
Yeah.
though, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Okay. Fair enough.
Vidian, what'd you roll? Sorry, not
I'm
Vidian.
rolling as well?
Phineas, sorry.
Oh, I rolled a 3. 2 threes.
3. Okay. Let's scroll to Phineas. As you do that, you try to push and pull him back, but you inevitably turn yourself into the grasp of the captain. And you all watch as he's grabbed and pulled out of one body. You see a younger version of Phineas get pulled outwards, and this female form kind of like swirls into the area to grab a hold of him. You're going to take 1 brain, 1 bleed, and 1 body.
Can I react in any way to try and hold out a bleed containment vial like a Ghostbuster?
Sure, if you want to do that now, go ahead and make an attune, or I'd say, what else would you want to try?
Finesse?
Finesse. Which one would that be? Which one's finesse?
Control.
Control. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you do a control action here.
Wonderful. And it's gilded as well. I did roll a 6, but not on the gilded, so I'll take the 6.
Okay. As you do that, that image, the female wrapped around Phineas disappears from view. He falls down to the ground. The captain is not paying attention to that. Has grabbed fully onto Vidian, and it seems to be like dragging him in some attempt upwards as they seem to like float. All of a sudden, the steam turns into this watery ocean that everyone's able to float on. These two, the pain going through Vidian at this point. I would like you to make a sway.
Sway.
This right here, how you wish to do this, you can tell me. But the captain is looking for redemption for a mistake he's made and using you as that redemption. What would you say or demand or consort in this moment to try to calm him?
Captain, it's been many years, but you gave me another life. You were the reason I'm still here.
You see in the corner of the room floating this scrap of wood with a family crest that you once saw as a boy. It was tied to a ship at Harbor 9. Your father was on that ship. And you look in the reflection of one of the boiler plates. You see now your father standing there, watching you. Make your sway action.
Can I help with this?
I would say for this one, you are focused on helping Phineas.
Am I like passed out?
Okay.
No, you took the injuries, but unless you have taken 4 marks, you are still conscious.
Oh no, yeah, I'm still cool. All right.
Is Vidian currently trying to prevent him from using him as retribution? Is that the current situation?
The way that he worded that, since he wants to tell him that he was redeemed by saving Vidian.
Okay.
Okay. This is one.
My plan wouldn't work, or my idea wouldn't work if that's the case. So, yep.
One roll.
Moon dice. It's a
I
4.
could lend you a drive, maybe.
It's a 4.
I don't think either of us were able to help him with the drive since we were
Okay, no.
in our own
He
tableau.
he grabs a hold of you, and it's never been violent to you. It's been a rescue attempt. And as he pulls you close, he is breaking down. He's falling apart right in front of you. I saved you, but I couldn't save her. And now, and he points it straight down, and you see this welded line through the fog, and all the smoke of you guys moving quickly reveals a crack in the hull at one point that has been sealed. It's been here ever since. It's been reminding me every sailing of my failure. It washes over me. Maeve died here on this ship, and I didn't save her. And as that regret spills out, you see the fog take a more solid formation around all of you. An entity that has been a thread line connecting to each of you. Dick Jones, you hear that same haunting sound that will not let you break me. You chased shadows while she cried for help. Let me keep her memories safe. Phineas Twig, if they read your truth in the morning, would they weep or would they laugh? Professor Elias Quill, you were never mad. You were warning. You were warned, and now you see why. Aoife Ketterling, you're not afraid of the water. You're afraid of what floats from the bottom. You can sing with me if you wish. And Vivian Maris, you preserve history, but you never asked what it wanted. As these words climb through you and you see your connection to what you've long guessed and assumed on your own, a foggy memory trapped inside, heated and growing, powers this vessel. The captain, its caretaker, cursed or blessed to take care of her memory, the one that he let die too early when he crashed this very ship into the docks you all sailed from. The memories play out in reflections and in the fog, but now you have a choice. Do you eliminate the wash? Do you preserve it? Or do you let this ship fall into the hands of the primacy to use this for who knows what purpose?
Eliminating it would just be like effectively breaking the engine or sinking the ship.
Or, I have an idea. This is tied to memory, is it not?
Seems very much like a foggy memory.
Do we all want to keep these memories then?
I'm happy
I
to
pull-
lose
I pull-
mine.
I pull out that vial of liquid, the cologne.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to keep them, step out now.
If you
Or
don't
if you want to keep them, step out now.
Want to keep? Oh, okay.
I'll stay.
And I get ready to smash the bottle on the ground. I take it.
So do it.
I smash the bottle on the ground in the boiler room to let the fumes of it evaporate into the air.
All right. For our final action of this evening, I need you to make a strike. This would be a nerve strike action roll.
I'm gonna take a drive on that because I do not have that.
If anyone wishes to assist in any
Got
way,
a
now would be
final
the time to do it.
drive.
I will
Strike.
give you a drive as well by saying that we prepared for this situation by practicing our glass breaking at a friend's Greek wedding.
So we got 3 then. All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
624.
Woo!
Nice.
And I will have you describe to me, as this glass shatters, what it feels like to rip the memories apart.
So I take the bottle, smash it on the ground, and the cologne, the liquid, fills up, starts evaporating, fogging up with the heat in the room, mixing in with the mist in the boiler. The fumes get into you as you breathe it in. You feel those fumes go straight to your brain like a drug, like you just took high-end drugs. Then you feel a searing sensation in your brain. It burns to the point that you probably take a brain as well. It is destroying parts of your mind, but only the parts that are tied to this spot. Like it's distinct and masking them as if it's creating clouds within your brain, and it might take parts of you away, but as it slowly starts to fade, you gain clarity, but you feel almost a loss as you also don't know part of who you were, but you don't know why you don't know, as it's just gone.
As this happens, you also watch it damage the foggy memory as it is repelled backwards and looks for an escape in an otherwise open prison, but it especially affects the captain. As Nora rushes forward at the last moment to try to save, she's stopped just moments before it happens, watches the shatter and the spray. The entity swirls up, it runs through the open door and flees out of the boiler room. You all will take 2 brain. If anyone,
I collapse to the
Along.
floor.
okay, we'll get to that in a second, and I'll just for gameplay's sake, as the entity spills out of the room, you hear shrieks and panic up above, but it quickly fades as there's a calmness to the area, to the room. Who fell unconscious with their?
I did.
Both of you, a few moments later, come to with a scar. To touch on it briefly, just for the gameplay, what would happen here is you would move 1 circle action to anywhere else and tell us how the scar affects you. So we'll close with that as you guys give it some thought, but I'll give you the final sentences and resolution to this. The ship is sailed by the second mate, abruptly turning back around and docking. The Primacy wants to take control of the scene, but the crew helps and aids you all working together to keep them from discovering that the captain is down there, damaged, forgetful, and not the man that he once was. The memory that made him who he was shattered. Exactly what the Primacy would need to seize control of this vessel. As the Iron Bell returns to shore, the fog has finally lifted. Those who saw the entity will glimpse over the shimmer of the water and see a reflection not of their own, but of a small girl in an old-fashioned clothing waving before vanishing into the tide. Phineas, how did this scar affect you?
It's interesting. I think he would realize that much of his words and the things he says were ultimately not helpful tonight. And I think that getting grabbed by like the image of his mother, who he is not on good terms with, would move from sway, from like being able to talk, and more move, because now I think he's more of a coward.
And Professor Elias Quill?
I think that amid all of this, his mind would have been. He would have lost some of his knowledge. Taking a sacrifice in the sense of burning the memories, knowing that there's going to be a sacrifice being made here. At the same time, he sacrificed some of his knowledge and his adaptability to solve the investigation, as you said, sacrificing for Candela. But at the same time, his mind is now freed and more clear to be able to read other people. As among all of this, he's learned to gather information, to interact with people more than just talk to them, but actually interact with them more. So he lost focus, but gained read.
The doctor tends to all of you that need it. Burns, marks, cuts, scrapes, anything he can do. Can't help some things. As you all return back to your chapter house, a successful assignment. The stories that Phineas will have to write to cover up what actually happened, you have great accreditation from a certain celebrity who backs up your words and gives you the platform you've always needed to spread them. Plus, she happens to know quite a good novelist that can help you with any wording you needed.
Moving on up.
Aoife, Nora confides in you for your help as the second mate takes over the captainship of the Iron Bell and promotes Nora up to second mate. The retirement of the captain was, for anyone that wasn't there, successful and yesterday's news. The premises keeping their eye on it, but they were thwarted. Vidian, you check in on the captain throughout the next few weeks, help him remember the good parts about who he was, even though he's always searching. And Dick Jones, you arrive one day back home to a note on your door with a location at the docks where a new vessel is waiting for you. One with a little more strength and support. And a note from the crew with their eternal gratitude that if you ever need a hand or a doctor, one will be available for you.
Nice.
And that is where we're going to close tonight's chapter of Candela Obscura. Thank you much, everyone.
Good stuff, KP. That was
Well
sick.
done, KP.
Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the donations. And
Yes.
join us at Eden Abbey, and that'll be our next one-shots and in future ones.
Yeah, and if you
Have a
want to
good
get
night.
involved, like some of our players here tonight that aren't DMs, or some of them that are, it is a reward for being one of our Patreon members that you can join us on these streams as they come up. We have a lot of really fun ones going on. You can find that on patreon.com/adventuresontap, where there are a bunch of really cool rewards, even if you can't be here at our events. But yeah, we'd love to see you come out to a local event if you're in Orlando or nearby.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody. So with that, this is powered by Patreon, right? So thank you to all of our Patreon members. We'll cut quickly to all of those wonderful people, and you can thank them for making this happen. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night, and yeah, well done, KP, again.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Have a
Thanks,
good
guys.
night.
Man.